Hey, good morning, Kansas City. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan on a Thursday. Your home for Kansas City sports. McMorey, Bob Fescoe, Dusty Likens with you on a Thursday morning. The heat wave is upon us. Had to shut the windows. It was a sad moment.
I turned the AC on last night.
Yeah, as soon as I did, Evergy goes, seems that your air has kicked on. Thank you, Evergy. I'm aware. I appreciate that.
Oh, do you have an app or something that tells you all that kind of stuff?
No, I'm just being petty.
Okay.
They just always seem
Richard
to remind
or Tom?
Yeah, well, I didn't really watch a lot of Richard, but I enjoyed a lot of Tom Petty.
Mm-hmm.
I still think one of the greatest Tom Petty lines of all time is he's at a live concert and he talks about breaking his arm. And he goes to his doctor, and there's like live footage of this on YouTube. And he's talking to his doctor, and he's like, my doctor told me that I broke my arm and that I could never play the guitar again. So I said F that and wrote this song, and he goes right into the waiting.
Oh, nice. That's
awesome.
outstanding.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I watched a video yesterday from Super 70 Sports. Do you guys follow that account? If you don't, you should. And you probably saw it yesterday because we got the same algorithm. And it was Elton John performing Tiny Dancer for the first time in front of Bernie Taupin, and it was like old video from the 70s, obviously, or maybe it was the 60s when he wrote that song, and it was the first time he ever played that song, Tiny Dancer.
Wow.
You know, hold me close now, Tony Dancer.
That's what I thought. The song was called Tony Danza.
Yeah, so it was really cool to watch that kind of song come together, and you get the image, I guess you could say, the viewing of how talented Elton John is and how talented some of these artists are, man, because that guy just sat down and he just started to kind of go and blended the whole song together. I'm like, this is 3 minutes of wow, man. I just sat there in awe watching Elton John put this song together, and they showed like somebody else that was in the room with the face of amazement on, like, and this is like cool. Before Elton John was Elton John, you know, like right at the beginning of his career, and I'm like, damn, that is some awesome stuff just to watch that, man. Watching these musicians bring things together, it's awesome.
Yeah, when he's saying "Candle in the Wind" at Diana's funeral.
Oh my God, yes.
You talk about like a time to like watch somebody perform, and like because that was like they were like best friends from what I believe. And then he performed that at a few because he's played it he was originally for Marilyn Monroe,
right? Marilyn Monroe.
And then he sang it for Princess Diana.
Yep.
So here we are Thursday already. Insane. Gosh, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Ben Maller, Nate Taylor, George Brett, Eric Hosmer.
And Alex Gold.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hell of a fivesome.
That's not bad.
In start, bench, cut. I'm kidding.
I'm going to start George, and then we'll figure it out because he's the Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So today's show: Nate Taylor, Ben Maller, George Brett, Eric Hosmer, Alex Gold. So we'll get George's foundation that he's doing. Same with Eric Hosmer. Talk to him about that. Plus these Royals. Talk to Nate Taylor about the Chiefs as we ramp up for this game on Sunday at 3:25 against Philadelphia Eagles. And then you've got Alex Gold who's going to try to get you some money, try to bet on the right thing. We got a doozy tonight, fellas. Got a hell of a game tonight.
It's going to be a fun one. Yeah.
In Green Bay, the Commanders go to Lambeau.
Is it snowing yet there?
Not yet. But Green Bay is a favorite by 3 points. You got Mr. Daniels versus Mr. Love. Should be a good game. This could... As in, maybe this is a hot take, but as in Sunday Night Football, Bills-Ravens, which a lot of people could say could be a future AFC Championship game matchup. Could be. If the Chiefs have something to say about it, we'll see what happens. Likewise, this could be an NFC Championship matchup. We would think that in the East, it's going to be Philadelphia or Washington, and we would think in the AFC North, it's probably going to be what? At this point, Green Bay and Minnesota fighting it out. I mean, Chicago got some questions to answer. Detroit got some questions to answer. Green Bay looked pretty sound week 1 against Detroit, right? Washington, not a huge test. This was the Giants. It was Russell Wilson looking at his feet the whole time.
Yeah.
And now these two teams play. This is number 1 seed game on the line.
It could be. I mean,
in week 2.
But I'm not. I wasn't in love with what I saw out of Washington, and I probably watched that game more than most people because some are sicker than others. So I stayed around for a lot of that game on Sunday.
Critical.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I could sit there watching my dad.
And you had an underdog bet on it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. So I sat around and watched it.
Welcome to football, Bob.
But if they weren't playing the Giants, I wouldn't have been around for the Washington Redskins. It's just not a team that interests me at all. And I will say, I just wasn't impressed with Jaden Daniels in his first game. I mean, the Giants do have a pretty good defense. They have a really good defensive line. And I thought they did a really good job of pressuring him. They forced him out a lot. He had to run a lot in that game. He didn't really throw a whole heck of a lot and didn't really have to throw a whole heck of a lot because you're playing against the Giants and, they had 7 plays inside the 3-yard line and couldn't get points. So that tells you where they are at that point. But I just wasn't overwhelmed by Daniels and the way that he performed. I really was. I don't want to say overwhelmed by the Packers. I was whelmed by the Packers. I thought they had one of the more impressive performances.
Me too.
Based on opponent and whatnot, because going into the season, I still think a lot of people thought the Lions were going to be, a pretty good team, and they went out there and they just dismantled the Lions, and they did it without Micah Parsons really even playing.
Yeah,
right? 11
exactly.
plays, and they kind of dismantled the Lions. And so if I'm going into this game tonight thinking what I think could potentially happen, I think Green Bay is going to take care of business. I don't know how much of a game, based on what we saw in week one. Again, week one, we don't know what we saw for anybody, but based on what we did see in week one, Green Bay sure seems like the more superior team right now. They're at home on a short week. That does factor in, I think, in a big way to the outcome of the game. But I think it's an opportunity now for Jaden Daniels to really step it up, and maybe a look-ahead game, too, against the Giants. Just like maybe the Chargers was a look-ahead game for the Chiefs to get to Philadelphia. Maybe there was a little bit of a look-ahead by Washington, knowing we don't really have to play our best. We could find a way to win, and then we got that Thursday night showdown for what could be an early number 1 seed battle, in the NFC. And that does happen. That's human nature, man. We see it all the time in sports.
Only on Prime.
Yeah, the Packers went 1-5 in their division last year. That was their Achilles heel. So that's a huge win. I like the Detroit week 1 to not only beat them but dismantle them, like you said. That's huge.
Yeah,
momentum.
It is. I didn't realize they were 1-5 in their division last year.
Tied with the Bears.
So, I mean, if you go 1-5 in that division this year, you're clearly not winning that division, and you're probably not making it in, to the postseason. Because I just, the more I think about the Bears and the more, we talk about the Bears and what Caleb Williams did the other night, boy, he was not impressive at all. I mean, they've got a lot of warts on that team, and one of the biggest ones may have to be that quarterback. And so if you go 1-5, that means you lost to the Bears, and that's probably not a good thing, because I don't know that the Bears are necessarily ready to win at the quarterback position right now.
Yeah, you've got Kurt Warner defending the hell out of Caleb Williams, and you got other people saying that he was terrible. It's really hard to analyze these guys.
Yeah, and you also wonder, too, what the personal relationships are when people are making their statements, or what their preconceived notions were. Like, I didn't have a good feeling about Caleb Williams coming into the NFL, but I was damn impressed after that first drive. And then the script stopped, and then all of a sudden Caleb Williams looked like, just a normal NFL quarterback. And so I don't know, man, there's a lot of work to do in Chicago, I think, right now. I think there's a lot more work to do at the quarterback position than people wanted to realize.
Yeah, I'm excited because next week Washington will be at home against the Raiders, and Green Bay will be at Cleveland. So
I think they'll probably both win those.
Yeah. Right. So you got to think, okay, one of these teams is going to be 3-0, the other team's going to be 2-1. And one of these teams is going to lose to the other. It's just crazy how.
And tonight's game is a tie.
There's no way. There's no way. I would hate that. That means
stay up all night for a tie.
That'd be how you would we drag you back in and then you immediately jump ship, because Bob has already learned twice the hard way that he has to stay up and watch football. It is what it is. And then he's like, okay, I'll do it. Next time there's a game at 7 o'clock, I'll save and watch it, because the Bills game ended in dramatic fashion. What was the other one? The Cowboys-Philadelphia game, but that we didn't miss anything.
I'm not staying up through an hour and a half rain delay.
Yeah, so I think everybody was in the same boat when it was like, hey, there's a lightning delay. They're going to continue play at 10:30.
Yeah, then it was the Minnesota game. It was the Minnesota-Chicago game.
Minnesota-Chicago.
It's crazy how teams turn it on, though, in the fourth quarter, isn't it, guys?
Well, that's why the witching hour is so insane.
Yeah.
Like on red zone. That's why, some people out there in the NBA would say all you got to do is watch highlights, whereas a lot of people say, where a lot of people would say in the NFL, really, you don't have to watch red zone until about 2:30. Once 2:30 hits, perfect day for you, right? Let's say you're a family of 4, Sunday, you want to do some stuff with the family. You can go out and do all of that. Say you go to church at 9 o'clock, then after that you go get lunch, then you go have a day at the park. By the time 2:30 hits and it's nap time, then you turn on red zone, and then right after that's over, and you're like, oh, man. Then you go right into 3:25 and the Chiefs start. By the time that game's over and everybody's watched it, 7:30, Sunday night. You know what I mean? That's why I think it's so – Sundays are just – I don't know. They're awesome. I can't get enough of them. I don't even have kids, and I'm planning my life around kids and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like that's what red zone is. You don't have to watch the first 3 quarters. You just need to watch the last half of a quarter.
I know, and I hate saying that out loud because the games really are good. I mean, I enjoy watching football games. Sorry, I enjoy watching a game from kickoff to final buzzer. Maybe I'm a boomer. Call me that, fine. But I enjoy watching the games, and I enjoy having the Red Zone channel on as well. I think both can be true and both can be good. But, imagine if Roger Goodell came out and just said what Jay Binkley said, what Dusty Likens said. I don't know why I thought Jay Binkley's looking at me on the computer screen here. But imagine if Roger Goodell came out and said what Jay did.
I swear to God, Bob.
I mean,
he's juice all over the place.
Imagine if Roger Goodell came out and said exactly what Dusty did. Oh, you don't need to watch Red Zone until about 2:30 or get the highlights.
We're a highlight league.
Just like Adam Silver did yesterday. The commissioner of the NBA saying you don't need to subscribe to NBA games. It's a highlight sport. You just need to watch the highlights. Yeah. Don't worry about Adam Silver should be fired today based on those comments. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You're telling your TV partners that pay you $1 billion a piece per year that their product is not valuable. That's your money. You should get fired for that. And if I'm the TV partners, I am pissed about that today, that the commissioner of the league is saying the $1 billion that we're spending to televise these games, you don't really need to spend the money to stream them and watch all this stuff. We're a highlight league anyway. Oh, yeah? I'm NBC. You know what I am? Not paying you $1 billion a year anymore. How's that feel, highlight league? Yeah, exactly. So
some of Bailey Sanders.
Yeah. So imagine the commissioner of the NFL saying that, right? We'd be talking about that for 4 hours.
Be the lead.
Yeah, it's one of the most detrimental comments I've heard a commissioner of sports make. Since Rob Manfred talked about the piece of metal that was the World Series trophy.
Coming up on the other side, just when I think I'm out, they keep bringing me back in, plus the perception of the Chiefs in Philadelphia. You'll be surprised at the results here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Nick Bolton, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
I had lunch yesterday with the sheet metal workers, and it's always great to sit down with those guys and hear about all the projects that they're doing around Kansas City, how many school districts that they're making better, how many places that are needing buildings that the sheet metal workers help put together and assemble and make a great product, because that's what they do. When you hire the guys over at the Sheet Metal Workers Union number 2, you know you're going to get a product that lasts forever. These guys are absolutely dedicated to everything that they do, and not just dedicated to the projects, but dedicated to seeing the project through afterwards, and that's why they do the KC Preps High School Game of the Week. Every week, they're going to award $750 to a local booster club with their high school game of the week. And right now, they're looking for people to join the union. That's right. You can make $24.55 an hour when you start in their pre-apprenticeship program, and you can make up to $27.27 an hour after 3 months. Then, once the apprenticeship program's over, your first-year apprentices beginning earning $30 per hour, and you get family health coverage at no cost to the employee at all. Sheet Metals do so many things around Kansas City. They do HVAC stuff. They have outstanding health insurance. They do architectural sheet metal and commercial kitchen fabrication as well. Smart Local 2 welcomes everyone from seasoned professionals to those with no experience. We offer career training, job security, and a path to advancement, all while providing those tools necessary and the support you need to succeed. So check them out now at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and let me tell you about my people at GiveMeTheVin.com. Give Me the VIN wants to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with those dealerships, those annoying hassles, all that stuff that the dealership brings, and private sale tire kickers, and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com is already the best place to sell your car, and now it's even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com big cash giveaway. Give Me the VIN is giving away $25,000 in cash every month. Get 1,000 chances to win if they buy your car. For more details, go to their website, GiveMeTheVin.com. So again, say goodbye to the dealerships and say goodbye to the private sale tire kickers and go to GiveMeTheVin.com. The GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
It's football season and snacking season, and nothing goes better with football and snacking better than Daisy Dips. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip, and these are a game changer. From chips to wings to veggies, they all go better with Daisy Dips. And I love dipping pretzels into the Daisy French onion dip. It's amazing. And the best part? These are delicious as homemade dips because they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. Look for Daisy Dips at a grocery store near you.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
Get your home ready for the change in seasons with a $69 HVAC tune-up from Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter. Our pros can help you lower energy costs, prevent costly breakdowns, and make sure your system is running at peak efficiency right when you need it most. And it's all backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Calling all Chiefs fans. You could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss.
Call it in the air.
Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is a proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford. On a mission to do more, view our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Missouri side, Oak Grove into Green Valley. Still seeing some heavy traffic in through there with construction taking away the left lane. Overnight road work only scheduled till 6, so this should clear any time. At Shawnee Mission Ford, you get it all. A great selection of new Fords, plus a lifetime powertrain warranty, along with the 1-year Select Plus protection. View our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. From America, for America, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to save you more. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back in it on 96.5 The Fan on a Thursday. Got Washington and Green Bay tonight in the frozen tundra. Well, it's still not frozen yet, but it'll get there. Big one tonight. Green Bay, Washington. Green Bay getting 3 points per usual in a close contest when the team is at home. Normally they're given the 3, so close to a pick 'em. But I think real quickly, Green Bay or Washington?
I'm going to take Green Bay. I don't know that it's going to be to a game tonight. Ooh. You know, again, we're going on week 1. That's all we have to judge, right? And if you're looking at week 1, Washington is a mid to below mid team, and Green Bay is one of the best. I mean, again, it's week 1. You don't know what to take out of week 1, but if you're judging it based on what we saw out of week 1, I think Green Bay is by far and away the more superior team, and they just look good, man. They really look good on all cylinders. They look like one of the best teams in the NFL. Maybe it's, peaked in high school and they're peaking in, week 1, and we'll see how the rest of the year, plays out. But after 1 week, I mean, they have to be considered one of the better teams in the NFL based on that performance.
Debo played really well week 1. 7 for 70?
Yep. Debo looked solid.
You got McLaurin out there as well, and then our guy Merritt. Maybe that's our touchdown bet tonight.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Bill. He could be out there. Yeah.
Big old Bill.
Is that his nickname?
Yeah, that's what he says he likes to go by.
Bill?
Bill. He's Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. He goes by Bill.
I've got a friend named Jeremy. He goes by the nickname of Bill. I don't get it.
How do you get Bill out of that?
I don't know. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt.
Bill.
All right, sweet.
Bill. Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want, man. You do you.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? Whatever.
I'll tell you what, and if you don't want to watch that game, I can give you something to watch because Sports Talk on 96.5 The Fan is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King. This season, Dwight faces his most dangerous adversities, yet forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King on Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Guys, this whole week I've been debating in my mind what I think about this game on Sunday with the Eagles and the Chiefs, and having Kyle Brandt on yesterday during that wonderful interview. The line that he drops towards the end of the interview, if you miss it, go back on the Odyssey app. You can find it. He says, at the end of the season, because I asked him, I was like, is this team a playoff team still? He goes, it's hilarious that people are asking me if the Chiefs are a playoff team. And at the end of the year, I'll be watching with binoculars and popcorn, watching the rats run away, right? And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, Kyle Brandt, he learned his lesson about 4 years ago when he's like, I'm done going against the Chiefs until proven otherwise. And then here I sit saying, well, I'll always think the Chiefs are going to win the West until they don't. I think they'll be a playoff team until they prove me that they aren't. And, Mahomes hardly ever an underdog at home. Hardly ever an underdog at home, if ever. I think this is the second time he's going to be an underdog at home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting when you see that because Vegas has Philadelphia winning this game by 1.5, or at least favorited by 1.5, which I look at this game and I think to myself, okay, relax. The first game looked ugly, but how many teams in the NFL sold you in week 1, right? How many teams when you watched week 1 were like, Baltimore, they blew a game against Buffalo. They lost. Detroit, new coordinators, they lost. Kansas City Chiefs, they lose their star wide receiver on the third play of the game. And where they kind of faltered in this game is where we always say trust in Spags. Like, as much as that game ate up the fans, I'm sure that game ate up Spagnuolo. And you'll have this game in Arrowhead, 3:25. Andy Reid with an extra couple days to prepare for this game, kind of put a new game plan together. You now know you're not going to have Xavier Worthy. Jalen Royals probably not going to play. Didn't practice yesterday. Always keep your eyes on tomorrow's practice to see who's going to be out there, but sounds doubtful that he's going to play in this game.
It's amazing how many people are relying, if you will, and maybe that's the wrong term to use, on a guy who's never played in the NFL before in Jalen Royals. Boy, we need to get Royals back there. Based on what?
Well, he's an option, and he had a really good camp.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean he's going to be a great player in the NFL.
No,
right?
It doesn't.
No.
And,
but we're grasping at straws.
No, but that's the thing, and that's where we need to stop this train really, really fast. We're the freaking Chiefs. Stop grasping at straws.
Right. And, maybe this isn't off to the start of the season that we might have thought it could have been, but the fact that Mahomes is a dog at home, the fact that Andy's got a little bit of time, and the fact that I sit here and say, prove to me until it's proven wrong, would make me kind of a dumbass. To be like, okay, well, then what makes you think Philadelphia wins? They didn't play great against Dallas. They had a lightning delay. I get it.
But they weren't playing that great before the lightning delay.
I mean, A.J. Brown, one catch for 8 yards
he
in the
read
fourth
a
quarter.
book on the sidelines again,
And Devonta Adams, we'll see. Not Devonta Adams, Devonta Smith. It's Devontae Adams and Devonta Smith. Thank you, text line in the future. But And the thing is like, Spags can stop the run because Amari and Hampton, going to be a stud. I really do believe that. Didn't really run against the Chiefs. Didn't have to. Justin Herbert, though, that's the problem. So I think that if you can sustain pressure, which is a big ask from this Chiefs defense on Jalen Hurts, there's a chance that, myself included, could be eating some crow after this game on Sunday where the Chiefs are dogs at home with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
Yeah, and like I mean, I've been around this rodeo for a while now with this organization, and you start to see these patterns, and you start to see, people starting to doubt. And what happens when people start doubting Patrick Mahomes? That's when he takes it to the next level. And this has been a great week of doubt, both from people inside Kansas City, which I still don't understand why the doubt is there for a team that's given us all that they've given us for all of these years. This is all gravy, man. Like anything that has happened really after the first Super Bowl for the most part has all been gravy on top of what's been an unbelievable run. And we're still in the middle of that unbelievable run. I can't believe how many, people that I've heard from that are such in like doubt mode about this football team, and they're down in the dumps about this football team. What have you been watching for the last 7 years? You know how this story ends. You know how good we are. You know how awesome Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are together. You know that they don't get embarrassed a lot, and when they do, they rectify it. And I would say they were probably embarrassed on Friday night. I would think that's a fair term
and the previous
to use. And the previous game, that's right, and the Super Bowl. And so now they have an opportunity to come back home and really change the quote-unquote narrative that's around this team, which I think is a false narrative. I mean, I'm so amazed that people have the reaction that they do. I thought we would have been further along as a fan base where they had a bad game. It was no big deal because we have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And I think at times the expectation level for a lot of people, the vocal minority maybe in Kansas City and elsewhere in the surrounds and maybe even nationally, is that we've got a football team that better go out there and play perfect and win every single battle, every single play, and every single game. Otherwise, we're going to say that they're no good, like everybody waiting for that final shoe to drop. It just doesn't work that way in the NFL. Every team in this league is one or two players away from being one of the better teams in this league. And so when you see what's gone on, where you see where we are, I would have thought by year 8 of Patrick Mahomes with 3 Super Bowl championships and 5 Super Bowl appearances, a bad game would be chalked up to, it's an anomaly. It's okay. We'll get back. But the overreaction that I've seen from fans in and outside of Kansas City, and not Chiefs fans and other fans, it's been totally ridiculous in my opinion.
I also think it's what do we always get caught in? Like, what have you done for me lately? Not what have you done for me in the past, or almost whatever. I'm screwing that whole not segue, but that's whatever that is. The cliche up. And lately, the team that you've always seen be immortal or always find a way. Like, the weakest we've probably seen this team was a couple years ago. They were 11-6, and we thought the sky was falling.
Right.
They still win the Super Bowl, and they get through it, right?
Right.
And you look at this schedule and the gauntlet that is the first 8-9 games of this season, right? You're going to play Detroit. Well, maybe now that's not such a scary game. And you're going to play the Giants. Maybe you look at that, and you're like, okay, there's 2 wins. Yes, you're going to play Buffalo. Yes, you're going to play Washington. Yes, you're going to play Baltimore. Well, maybe Baltimore doesn't have a defense. And maybe you can go toe-to-toe offense for offense. Now I'm getting way ahead of myself, but you look at this game coming up in week 2, and you found a poll question yesterday with Philadelphia fans, because, like, we talk to people around the city every once in a while. Like, I'll go to a store, or somebody will wear a Chiefs shirt, or talk to my friends, talk to you guys, talk to people in the bullpen. How do you feel about this game? And, a lot of people come back. It's like, I just don't think that was actually the Chiefs on Friday night in Brazil, and I'm excited to see what they can do when they come back home. And then you have the Philadelphia fan base. Confidence of them winning this game.
Yeah, but also too with the Chiefs, we're basing everything. Not we, the vocal minority, and I'm going to keep saying that because I do believe it is the vocal minority that gets all the attention. The vocal minority is taking the last 2 games and throwing out the previous 7 years like they never existed. And yes, because you won 7 years ago doesn't mean you're going to win today. Because you lost last week doesn't mean you're going to lose again. Because you couldn't stop the run in week 1 doesn't mean you're not going to be able to stop the run in week 2. But you look at history because it dictates kind of where you're going, right? You know where you've been. You don't want to repeat some stuff, obviously, that happened in history. But you also look at history to tell you what you can kind of expect. And when the Chiefs have been kicked in the nuts they get back up. I mean, go back to the Tennessee game. Go back to I'm trying to think of maybe it was that Giant game years ago with Alex Smith and Travis Kelce threw the interception, and they lost the following week to the Jets. They came back up, and like every time this team gets kicked in the nuts, they find a way to come back. And until they stop coming back for an extended period of time, I'm always giving them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm always believing that they're going to get it done because I've seen it now for 7 years. What happened with Marty Schottenheimer doesn't matter. What happened with Dick Vermeil doesn't matter. What happened with Lynn Elliott, none of that matters, right? None of that matters at all. What matters is we've seen this team get down. We've seen this team be told they're out, and we've seen this team respond. And if they get their teeth kicked in against the Eagles, we're having a different conversation on Monday morning. But this is a team that knows how to get out there and knows how to respond and knows how to play their best when everybody thinks they're not going to play their best. And that's kind of what the Eagle fans are thinking. Our sibling station in Philadelphia, WIP, ran a poll yesterday, and it said, do you expect the Eagles to beat the Chiefs with ease? With ease, they said. 67% of the people who voted in that poll said no. And that's really surprising, first of all, but also very indicative that the Philadelphia fan is even saying, all right, I know we beat these guys in the Super Bowl. They lost week one. We won week one. We got to go out there. This is not going to be an easy game. To see the Philadelphia fans admit to that is kind of eye-opening because I figured they would say this would be an easy win over the Chiefs based on what they saw in the Super Bowl.
Juxtapose that with our poll yesterday, which 70% of people voted that they were 50% or less confident that the Chiefs could win that game.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. You have two good teams that have two passionate fan bases that have had a lot of downs and ups and are coming off of really big ups and really big downs and a lot of emotions go into those voting as well, I would assume. But I think that when you look at this game, yes, it's been 1 week. 1 week does not define your team. But I think when you talk about they always come back from getting their nuts kicked, they've now been kicked in the nuts in back-to-back games. And it's been the way these games have been placed, February, 8th or 9th, and then September 5th. So, that's been a long range of stuff. And when you're told, just like you take the Royals for an example, we're a playoff team, says the Royals. All right, that standard goes into everybody's head, and they say, you told us you're a playoff team. Well, when the Chiefs come out and say, we're going to air it out, we're going to see it, we're going to do this, and then all of a sudden your wide receiver that you're going to air it out to is not playing, your other wide receiver is injured, suspended, it's like, well, what's going to happen now? Because they told us, and we didn't see it, and we're yet to see it, and now
we also have extenuating circumstances, too. Like, if you're a fan...
And you do this weekend, too, so that's why it's okay not to be optimistic. There's extenuating circumstances.
But if you're a fan and you're sitting there going, well, they told us they were going to be explosive, and they don't have their two top wide receivers, they still need to be explosive, well, then you're a fool. I mean, that's just stupid. It really is. You've got to adjust now the way that you're thinking. Did the Royals say they were going to be a playoff team? You bet. And you know what? They played damn good all year long with all of those injuries. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Every starter has been on the disabled list that started the year, and they're still 4 games back on September 11th with an opportunity to get into the playoffs. I thought they've done a pretty good job of stemming the tide all year long when you look at it, right? And for the Chiefs, they wanted to be explosive, but you know what? The two most explosive weapons that they had, well, they're not there right now. So, yes, what you want to do and what you're able to do are two different things. I tell my kids all the time, I want to take you to every concert you can go to, get your floor seats, do all that stuff, but we can't do all of that kind of stuff, right? So I think with the Chiefs right now, that was the goal to go in. Then they got a 6-game suspension to wide receiver number 1, and then on the third play of the game, wide receiver number 2 gets hurt. And so now you have to kind of adjust what you wanted to do. They say sometimes the best laid plans go undone. There's a great laid plan, but now they have to adjust. And I think that's what they do better than just about any other team in the NFL. They do a great job adjusting and changing to the personnel that they have. And so they may not be explosive this week. They may be a ball control team. I mean, Andy talked about it yesterday. I think it was Vahe that asked him, said, do you want to share what the running game is going to be? And Andy goes, not here, I don't. So there may be more in the running game. It may be a different style. They'll figure out ways to win. It could be an ugly win for the Chiefs. Who cares as long as they get the win?
Yeah, he commented on the run game. Andy Reid did. We need to do better on that starting off. That was his first comment on the run game as well. Which, I mean, we know that.
Yeah.
But he has to allow them to start it off. You got to stay committed to the run. And that is on Andy. Just because first down goes for a yard and you're 2nd and 9 doesn't mean you abandon the run right there. Go back to it.
No, I disagree with that. But It's on my Twitter bio. Why are you running on 2nd down and 10? I think that is the worst play call maybe in all of sports. But
sucks because it put you in such a pigeonhole.
Yeah, 3rd and 7. Great. Sounds good. I don't know. I think you to your history point, Bob, I think some of the less optimistic fans are going off of history. I think, you're taking the totality of 7 years. I think people are going off of last year when they weren't as confident or as optimistic in that team last year as a lot of people were because of the way they were winning, which sometimes does matter. And we saw the Chiefs try and eke out another one in the same way they did all year last year to have everything go their way at the end, and it didn't, because most of the time in sports, it doesn't. And if this team's going to rely on things like that again, which obviously just one game it looked like they were going to again, it's not a 15-2 year, it's more like an 11-6 year.
And the thing that goes against each other in this game, when you look at Philadelphia and Kansas City, which has been kind of a rivalry all of a sudden the last 4 years, right? 2 Super Bowl matches, 2 regular season matches.
I mean, it's the best quarterback rivalry in the NFL.
Based on
success.
Based on the 2 and 2.
Jalen Hurts has beat Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has beaten Jalen Hurts. They beat each other on the biggest stages. They've lost to each other on the biggest stages. I mean, that's a quarterback rivalry right there.
Yeah, I just think it's tough when you don't play each other every year. I mean, I'd still say Mahomes-Allen is the cherry on top of the cake, but you do finally have what the narrative is. It can't be a rivalry unless both teams beat each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is there for sure.
Allen, Lamar would be up there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Burrow, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, Burrow, Mahomes, and maybe we'll have one brew tonight with Daniels and Love.
True.
But I think that when you look at this, I mean, the team, Sirianni doesn't help with that, right? Used to be a ball washer over here in Kansas City for Haley, I believe it was. And then he has the outburst of the fans when he's yelling at him, and they went, 1-8 after that game. So there's a little bit of that. But I think where the Chiefs need to get to running the ball, the Philadelphia Eagles fan base and their staff is saying, we got to throw the ball, right? Smith and A.J. Brown combined for 60 yards receiving, and Saquon Barkley had 60 yards rushing in that game against Dallas. They were not their team. They're going to go back to the drawing board. Chiefs are going to go back to the drawing board. And it's almost like week 1 didn't matter. And that's why when I look at this game, when I think of the 1.5 and the underdog to Patrick Mahomes, I'm like, well, as many things that we need to answer, we need to fix, Philadelphia's got to do the same thing. But where I'm scared absolutely in my plums is the fact that if Jalen Hurts has time to throw and whoever Trent McDuffie is not covering, that's who, if Keenan Allen can go 10 for 77, and I'm not throwing shade at Keenan Allen, but where he's at in his career and where these other two guys are at in their career, and if Jalen Hurts has time to throw, I mean, there's going to be one less guy. There's going to be 2 guys in single coverage because they're going to spy Jalen Hurts. I have no doubt in my mind that somebody's out there, whether it's Leo Chanel, whether it's Drew Tranquill, every other play, somebody's on Jalen. That means somebody's in single coverage, and that means one of those guys is not going to be Trent McDuffie, or one of those guys will be Trent McDuffie because Ladd McConkey, decent game. But when he was covered by Trent McDuffie, he wasn't getting the ball. But when he wasn't covered by Trent McDuffie and Keenan Allen wasn't covering, Trent McDuffie wasn't covering Keenan Allen, that's what scares me. And also they have, maybe the most elusive running back in the game with Saquon Barkley. So give me to Sunday, man. I know it's Thursday. I know we have one more show on a Red Friday. But, I mean, the more and more I look at this game and I think to myself, Philadelphia, yes, they're the reigning supreme champions. They didn't look like the defending champions in week 1. Just like the Chiefs didn't look like the Chiefs in week 1. So who's going to be the real person in this game? Who's going to be the actual skin, tone, and flesh of themselves? And I think that's why there is optimistic fans on both sides, because neither one of those teams were their actual bone, skeleton, and flesh in that first game. Now we're going to be like, all right, no more excuses. Xavier Worthy's not playing. Your secondary is a little weak. Your defensive line needs more pressure. The running backs need to run. Go over to Philadelphia. We know these star receivers need to catch the ball. We know we need to run the ball to Saquon Barkley. Who wins? Who do you trust? Spags and Andy, Sirianni, and
whoever, Vic Fangio. But I'll tell you, Vic Fangio is a hell of a defensive coordinator.
Really,
I mean, he's done an
Top
amazing
5.
job. They've been talking about Vic Fangio over there for a while now.
Him, Flores, Spags. This is where it's at.
They know that Vic Fangio does a really good job from a defensive standpoint. So there's been a lot of game planning and a lot of research being done on Vic Fangio even before they probably went down to Brazil to play that game, because you want to get a jump start on one of the better defensive coordinators that are out there. But yeah, you're right. They know that Worthy isn't playing. He'll be listed as doubtful this week and whatnot. He'll be questionable next week. So, again, I talked to some people yesterday. We'll get more into that at 7 o'clock, what the latest is for Xavier Worthy, and you'll want to hear that coming up at 7 o'clock this morning. But they kind of know the game plan going in. So now there is no excuse. Like, if a guy gets injured in that game like we saw last week, we know going in we're not going to have Xavier Worthy. So if you go into a game, though, with the game plan of, we're still going to try the same thing because, we are who who we are, and just because we don't have Xavier Worthy doesn't mean we can't do it. Well, that's a little bit of fool's gold. You have to put the best game plan, obviously, together with the personnel that you have out there, and that's why I trust Andy Reid, because at the end of the day, it still comes back down to me to that head coach and that quarterback combination. And as much as I like Jalen Hurts, I don't like their head coach in Philadelphia. I'm just not a fan. I know he's a Super Bowl winning head coach. I don't know that he's the adult in the room, and these are the type of games that I think you need that adult in the room, and we'll see Andy Reid rise to the occasion. The series is tied at 2. You know, the winner gets the series lead in all of this. It's been a great rivalry over these last 5 years, roughly, that this thing has been going on, from the regular season to the Super Bowls to everything that we've seen. It's a lot at stake. This is as big a regular season game as we're going to see this year in the NFL. People are fired up for it, and that's why I sit here and I say, yeah, Chiefs are going to come out. They're going to win this thing because they know how to rise to the level of play that they need to play at to win these games. Everybody's doubting them. Their backs are against the wall. That's when they come out, and that's when they play their best. Nobody was really doubting them going into the Super Bowl, right? We all thought they were going to win that game. I think the majority of people thought they were going to three-peat. We were going to see history. Nobody was really doubting them going into the Super Bowl. I don't know how many people were really doubting them going into last week's game. But now the doubt's there. They're hearing it now. This is the first time in a while that the Kansas City Chiefs have truly been doubted by a lot of people on the national level and by some people here in Kansas City. So now they've got a lot to prove, and they're going to give you a nice big poop burger to eat on Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning.
Coming up next, Terrell Hatton had something to say about a funny story about last Ryder Cup. That Ryder Cup starts in a couple weeks here. I'm trying to maintain low tones when it comes to talking about that, but we'll get to a funny Terrell Hatton story and involve you as well. 913-586-7965 here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Leo Chanel, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Hy-Vee have a big day today because it is steak day. You know that's every Thursday at Hy-Vee. You get that steak perfectly seasoned with garlic mashed potatoes and sweet corn for just $12. They do that every single Thursday. So make life easier and get to Hy-Vee today and get a steak dinner for everybody in your family. And for $8 a person or less, you can treat the whole family to dinner every day of the week. Smoked chicken on Monday, pork chops on Tuesday, cheeseburger and fries on Wednesday, and chicken enchiladas on Friday. And don't forget, now that football's back with the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to root for the Chiefs to score a lot. I just head to Hy-Vee after every game, the day after, and score big savings at the pump with my Hy-Vee Perks card. Win or lose, I'll earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. If the Chiefs score 35 points, I'll save 35 cents a gallon when I spend $35 or more on groceries. The more we score, the more I save, only at Hy-Vee.
Looking for the best Chiefs gear in town? Look no further than Rally House. Join Cody and Gold Thursday from 10 to 2 as they broadcast live from the Rally House at Barry Woods Crossing. Shop the most outrageous selection of Chiefs merch and get entered to win a Rally House gift card. Details at 965thefan.com.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Our Best Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Our Best. We believe.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. And when we go live, place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you need to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live December 1st. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things. Like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hi, I'm Dallas, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. You know she loves her Shane Company engagement ring, but you also want to surprise her for her birthday, anniversary, or just because she deserves it. Why not get her a bigger diamond with our easy trade-up program? We'll give you the full credit of your original natural diamond purchase toward a new one. Her new diamond only has to be $1 more. You only pay the difference. How's that for an easy trade-up? Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com. Because a friend wants you to win the gifting game. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Missouri side, still some slowdown 70 westbound, but now from Grain Valley in towards Blue Springs. It gets a little heavier around Adams Dairy Parkway. But once you get past Missouri 7, things are back to posted speeds, and it moves pretty well from there into downtown. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at anthonyphce.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Sun is finally starting to rise. It rises just before 7, and it sets at like just before 7:30.
Yeah, it got me last night. Last night was one of those nights where I was sitting outside watching the boys in blue play a little baseball. Big win yesterday for the Royals. How about that? Coming out firing here in the last couple of weeks of the season. And then all of a sudden, I went back inside to do something, came back out, and I'm like, oh, man, it's like only 7:15, and it's starting to get that kind of that twilight out there, and then it got a little bit darker and a little bit darker. I'm like, damn, we are officially in fall. And then it's 95 degrees, so make up your mind. If it's going to be 95 degrees, we need to get the sun staying up till 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Write a letter about that?
Going to be a heat wave for the next like 7 days.
Ooh,
I think even next week it's in the high 80s. So
I'm okay with that. It's when I see 95. You know, I'm like, yeah, that's a.
You got
that's
a full slate
much.
Saturday?
Saturday, no, we have the Italians in town, so we're going to hang out with them for most of the day on Saturday, take them over to Smokehouse, get some lunch, get some stuff for the game, get ready to tailgate. And then my wife and I have something to do on Saturday night. But Sunday it's supposed to be. I think it's going to be hot at the game, man. Like
Hell yeah.
like 95
25
degrees and whatnot.
On Sunday?
So, yeah,
Woo.
it's
Take
gonna,
your neck fans.
It's going to be
Damn.
a barn burner out
Wear
there.
a big hat. I'll be on the sidelines, so no
Nice.
sun coverage.
You have one of those hats?
You got to get one of those hats.
You can get it
you
at
do,
Target.
yeah. I wear
It's
one all the time.
PBR.
Yeah,
You talking about the big
it's a bucket cap.
Yeah,
they
like a
call it.
bucket. Yeah.
You
But
should
they have
have.
like
I
the
should do
straw ones at Target, and it has PBR drinking.
Yeah, you don't want that. You get a nice like Adidas hat or something that's
Yes.
and you wear that on the sidelines. Get yourself a bucket hat. Like they'll like REI. You should probably go there or someplace like that.
No, I
Get
really
one of those
should.
Hiking.
What are you going
hats.
to do on the sidelines?
I'm holding. I don't know how to say. It's a
Parabolic mic.
Okay, parabolic. I just keep calling it parabolical mic. I don't know.
You're gonna hold a paralyzed
You guys
mic.
didn't learn that in college? Like we had to take classes on the different kinds of
I
microphones
mean, I'm sure we
and
did, but
whatnot.
I just didn't
No,
really
Mac
retain
went
that.
to the University of Tennessee where they taught you how the SEC football rain. Remember, we did all the classes.
Yeah,
Mac?
that's right.
That's
did you
exactly
take
right.
underwater basket weaving
I did
there
not. I
at
did
Tennessee?
not.
I took a class that was like strictly on microphones, but I don't really remember the parabolic microphone.
Yeah, I don't remember
Is that the one that hangs over?
It's like got the big half, semicircle
Yeah.
around
Oh,
it with
yeah,
just a
the-
tiny. Yeah,
yeah.
you see those guys? Yeah,
Right.
Oh,
yeah, that's
dude,
the
you gotta-
parabolic. Yeah.
So if I get ran over, we'll have the audio.
My buddy did one of those for like a class at KU, and I don't know if they still do it, but at kickoff for Kansas, they would be like, "Rip his effing head off," and he would turn it towards the.
Oh,
student
that's
section.
good. Yeah, I like that.
And they'd be like, "Microphone 4, please do not aim that."
Well,
towards
you're
the crowd
going to be
at
on the
kickoff."
Eagles sideline.
On the Eagles
well, you know where
sideline.
I'm going to be, so you may point that mic right by me.
Yeah,
I'll get you on the
yes,
broadcast.
I
Yeah,
will.
I'll start yelling some
Watch it,
stuff up there. Yeah,
He doesn't play here anymore.
yeah. I'll get on the broadcast if you want me to. Tell them what's what in Philadelphia
Absolutely.
about this game. But
Oh,
no,
that's great.
you got to get a bucket hat. You got to wear your sunscreen. I'll give you
100%.
the European sunscreen too. Put that
Okay.
on so that way you don't get burned.
Bullfrog 80.
Down there on the field. No, that stuff's garbage. You got to get the stuff from Europe. It protects you against 36 different things. The American sunscreen only protects you against like 16.
Wow.
True story. My daughter is as pale as it gets. She wears sunscreen all the time and will still burn. She puts the European sunscreen on, nothing.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yes. Give me a little bit
The
of that.
Italians are bringing some more when they come because they tried to ship it and it got sent back.
I mean this in the most
Damn.
polite way. I hope there's a sideline pass and they catch it and you get wiped out.
I
But
do
you're,
too.
but you're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Specs said the same.
But you're fine.
No, he'll have a knee injury. He'll blow out his Achilles, not his Achilles, but his ACL or something
Or
like that. Yeah,
like
and it'll make our job a lot harder. So don't work for that.
No,
Come on.
I think I still got it. I think it would also be great if, like, let's say you're on the sideline and the quarterback throws it away. And all this blank talk that Bob gives you about running routes in the in the parking lot,
And you catch
just
it.
drop the parallel mic and you just pull up your hand and snag it. It's
Snag.
like, bring me that arm, like from Rookie of the Year. Oh,
Chiefs
that'd be
Twitter
great.
like, hey, could he run our routes?
Yeah, look at that guy. He must be fast because he's tiny. No, I've seen him in the parking lot. Okay, he's not very good. He doesn't get in and out of breaks. His cuts are a little off. He rounds off his routes.
4.940. Let's
He
go.
can't play the X. Can't play the Y.
No.
I watched the All-22 on Mac. Let me tell you something. It ain't good.
That man is drunk.
He's washed.
He's washed.
I'll tell you what, that Mac Murray, Carrington, he's washed. I know, he's terrible. He should never be on the field.
Man, I hope you get wiped out. But I hope it's all like good. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
want like any
fine,
sort. But honestly, though, like if you were to blow your knee out, I would assume that like the stadium would pay for it, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I'm having second thoughts about this.
You're a funny man, Dusty Likens. You better have your health insurance.
Well, by the deadline. Yeah, we remember that story. Here's the story of Terrell Hatton.
That was obviously a very nice phone call to receive, and I was very, I was over the moon, to be honest. And then also John had just won the individual, so we had a bit of a tear up, and that was a messy night in the end.
Sign of things to come maybe from Beth Page.
I do not want to feel that bad the next day. That was aggressive. I won't go into the details of what state that I woke up to, but
Where did you wake up?
well, if you want to know, I'll tell you. When I did actually get back into the room, I fell across the bed sideways and face down in that position, and then I've woken myself up throwing up in that position. I've then fallen back asleep in that position, and then as I've woken up, I've got like sick all down my arms, both sides, all down my shirt, get off the bed, like walk around to the bathroom, look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I've got sick in my face, in my beard. How I set an alarm to make the flight for the few hours time, I don't know.
So Terrell Hatton went after it after they won the Ryder Cup 2 years ago in Europe. Brutal, dude.
Ew.
He's not getting his deposit back from that hotel.
No, I like how they
Not a
call it
chance.
sick. It's not. We call it puke. And in Europe they call it sick. I guess
like
that's the
it.
first time I've ever heard that. I had sick in my beard.
Got sick on me, got sick over here.
I
They
got
said they
sick
had a
of
real
the
tear up. I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a real tear up. I'm sure if you have sick in
Yeah.
your beard, you really did have a tear up. You know.
awesome.
What's the biggest tear up you've ever had?
Well, I don't drink Hawaiian Punch anymore because I thought it'd be a good idea when I was younger and my buddies and I were trying to sneak a drink. We found Smirnoff vodka and we weren't going to drink it straight because we're, not ever drank before.
I wouldn't
And-
drink Smirnoff straight either, though. But yeah, that's.
I was like, well, I got Hawaiian Punch in a can in my fridge in the garage. So I went and got Hawaiian Punch from downstairs fridge.
You're ruining Hawaiian Punch for me right now.
Haven't had it. I promise you on everything I own, I have not had it since this day because here's the key factor. Never drank before in my life. Mixed Smirnoff vodka with Hawaiian Punch. Drank about 3 of them. And I had a waterbed.
So you got seasick too?
I literally laid on my waterbed and that first ripple went through. It looked like The Exorcist but red. And I have yet to ever even touch, smell, drink Hawaiian Punch since that moment.
Can I be honest? Can I tell something I probably
Please.
have never said before? I've never thrown up from drinking.
Oh,
Damn.
you didn't party hard enough.
The hell
for
I
you.
didn't. No, I don't.
See, wow. No,
I feel queasy, and now if I drink on a Friday, it takes till Tuesday before I'm starting to feel better because of the age and all that. But
that's why I like to just get it out.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell. I don't know that I've puked since the 80s.
I remember you saying that. That's
Save maybe a food poisoning here or there that I've had, but I really didn't puke much during food poisoning. A lot of it was bile and came out the other end for me. So
good morning.
Like throwing up is not a big deal in my world. But I remember passing out in a bathtub in Detroit with my wife after I got a job offer at her family's wedding. I remember, numerous times in college waking up and going, where am I? And then there was the one time I flew back from Las Vegas that I've told the story. I landed in Omaha, Nebraska. And I'm like, oh my God, how the hell did I get here?
Fun place.
Not when you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah, when you're.
I drank so much Jaeger bombs one night. It looked like somebody changed their oil in my toilet.
Yeah. I won't drink gin anymore.
Come on,
man.
Dude.
No
Gin, I'm out on
You're
gin.
out?
We did shots.
we love gin.
Yeah, I just want to win gin. I do love gin, but not gin. Except Jin Wong with the White Sox.
Gin.
Love him. He's a great dude. But the
Ian.
Gin, gin. God, we were at a
I
wedding
love
in
gin.
Topeka, Kansas, and we were 21, and that's really kind of what they had. They had gin or whatever. So we were doing shots. It was that Seagram 7 gin back in the day. Oh, God.
That's bad.
Somewhere Maloney's going, yep, been there.
Yeah, Maloney every story. Yep, sounds good. Me too. Last night.
Somebody says from the 913. Yeah. Someone says from the 913, throwing up flaming hot Cheetos might be one of the worst.
Damn.
That's like little Nicky. You're no chance.
What about you, Mac? Have you had a...
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You talked about ended up somewhere, ended up on the side of the street next to my house. Almost made it, wasn't quite there. Yeah, multiple bad moments. But
I knew a guy that I used to work with here. We had the BMA golf tournament one year. He had moved the day before, took an Uber, had the wrong address in his thing, right? Ended up at the house, couldn't get in, somehow passed out, calls me from a hospital.
Oh, no.
His mother's looking for him. It was unbelievable. That's the BMA golf tournament coming up October 24th. If you're interested, BMA golf. Just check out bmafoundation.org.
Awesome.
Sign up your foursome now. But it was insane, man.
Maybe you'll make a mess of yourself. College football coverage at 96.5 The Fan brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light and Tanners are teaming up to make every college game day legendary. Every Saturday, rep your college team, catch every play, and enjoy $15 buckets only at Kansas area Tanners locations. Bud Light and Tanners, from the stands to the bar, your game day headquarters. Coming up on the other side, some Xavier Worthy news was released yesterday from Andy Reid. Surgery, not an option for now. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Josh Simmons, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is football season, and guys, we want to be at our best during football season. It's the best time of the year, right? You want to be energetic. You want to spend more time outside and more time hanging out watching the game with the one you love. But erectile dysfunction can quietly steal that confidence and connection unless you're going to do something about it. And here's the answer: Heartland Men's Health. My friends at Heartland Men's Health have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men right here in Kansas City, and they're ready for you. So do yourself a favor. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Plus, they have 3 locations: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
This football season, it's big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu Revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th Street in Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut with same-day delivery coming soon. Life's too short to settle for lame grocery store meat. Your tailgate is made for more. Choose Booth Creek, always open at Booth Creek Wagyu.
The wait is finally over. Football season is here, and FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer that you don't want to miss. New customers, you can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, any bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Use it how you want. Build your favorite parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style is. Remember, FanDuel has you covered. Be sure to check out FanDuel.com/KFNZ. Use that promo code to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel is an official sportsbook partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus packs, which expires 7 days after restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Can help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Week 1 is in the books as the football season is in full swing. No matchup in Week 2 is bigger than the rematch of the big game from last season. Philadelphia will travel to Kansas City in hopes of proving that they're still atop of the league, while Kansas City hopes to get revenge. Who will come out on top in this rematch to get their season on the right path? It's Your Journey is brought to you by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now. Get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Don't miss out. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Make it a tradition. Grab your friends or family and ring bells together for the Salvation Army. Just 2 hours can change lives this holiday season. Sign up today at registertoring.com. That's registertoring.com.
Sports brought to you by the Salvation Army and registertoring.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Where can you find an extensive line of Blue Demon welding supplies, filler, rods, and wire? Metal by the Foot, located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Northland, 435 southbound, heavy coming off I-35, sluggish to 48th Street with construction. 29 southbound, now pretty heavy past Parvin and stays quite slow down towards 16th Avenue. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Listen to the Chiefs and Eagles on Sunday with pregame starting at noon. Kickoff at 3:25 with Mitch, Danon, and Kling. Right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. An Odyssey Sports Station.
Diving right back into it, we do have an opportunity for you to become a finalist. Only 2 left.
That's
today,
right.
Tomorrow, and that finalist to get what, Bob?
A $500 gift card from Hy-Vee. It's football season. It's tailgate season. It's Chiefs season. That means it's Hy-Vee season. Well, every season is Hy-Vee season, but more importantly now with tailgating and everything, you need to get it all so you can get it all at Hy-Vee. And we're going to give you the chance to score big with Name That Chief. At the end of this segment, we're going to play a highlight with a member of the Chiefs bleeped out from Mitch, and that will be your cue to call and take a shot at guessing the mystery Kansas City Chiefs player on the air. Get it right, and you'll be in the running to win a $500 Hy-Vee gift card, perfect for loading up on groceries, tailgating supplies, and all of your game day essentials. Brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. So when you hear that highlight, be caller 5-913-586-7965, and we will get you up and on the air. And if you're caller 5, you will win. And if you're caller 4, from like Jake from Aspen, you got to be caller 5, and then you will win.
Caller 5 and guess it correctly.
You got to guess it correctly. That's
I went
right.
through 4 or 5 yesterday before we got the correct guess.
Wow.
So, yep.
Okay. Yeah, you got to guess it correct. Forgot that little part.
I know. I did. Hey, secret.
Hey,
I did
you're
on-
caller 5. You win. I didn't say the name. Okay.
Yep, little secret on Monday. I did too. But hey, lucky you on Monday.
There you go. So, yes, Sandy Reed said right now it doesn't appear that they're going to have surgery as an option for Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, they're still taking it day by day. I talked to some people around the situation to kind of just dive in and go, all right, what's really going on with Xavier Worthy? And they're not as concerned, I don't think, inside the organization as fans may be concerned with Xavier Worthy. And it's not going to come down to a pain tolerance as much as it's going to come down to the range of motion that Xavier Worthy is going to have. And so if he can move his arm around and be effective, they're going to utilize him. And so I was told yesterday they're probably going to list him as doubtful, for the game this week, which most likely he is going to be doubtful. I think you got a plan that he's probably not going to be there. But the news of this is probably next week. The plan, again, the plan. Sometimes plans don't go the way that we think they are. And so if this doesn't happen, then everybody says, you said no. I'm saying the plan is, people lay out the plan. The plan is that they're going to list him as questionable next week. So they're expecting Xavier Worthy to be back, and I use the air quotes, sooner rather than later. That's why you haven't seen him make a move. Just because somebody gets hurt in the NFL doesn't mean their season's over. We got to go out there and make panic moves. Sometimes, hey, yeah, I got hurt. I'm going to be out a week, maybe 2, but I should be back after week 3. So there's no reason to go out there and give up the farm for a wide receiver or sign a guy that we don't necessarily need on the roster right now. And that's where you trust the Chiefs as an organization. If this was a long-term serious injury, guys, we would have already had movement on the roster. They would have already adjusted and brought in McCole Hardman. Like, they didn't even consider bringing in McCole Hardman because that tells you that they don't believe, as of now, again, that this injury is as severe as it looked the other night down in Brazil. Like, I think we're all kind of doing a sigh of relief knowing that injury isn't severe as it looked, because that was a Mack truck hitting a Yugo, guys. Like,
Mack's awesome.
that was as a collision as you can get in this league, and it looked, I think, a lot worse than ultimately it is going to be. And so, if it was going to be worse, if they thought it was going to be worse, they would have acted. They would have made a roster move. They don't believe it's going to be worse, and so they're gonna wait it out. He'll be doubtful this week, probably questionable next week, and start getting to that point where they're going to expect Xavier Worthy back before too long.
Which is huge because, they really need him in that Baltimore Ravens game. This week we know he's going to miss. Next week it's the Giants. Fine, you can miss it. Week 4, let's go.
Yeah,
get ready for Baltimore.
Get back for week 4. If you miss only 2 weeks and you're back for Baltimore and you're sitting at 3-1 going into that game, or 2-1 going into week 4, you're fine.
It's a win.
I'm just a hater, I guess, because I'm just terrified. I'm afraid that he's going to get back on the field in 4 weeks, catch a pass over the middle, boom.
But that can happen to anybody. Like, I think that's a fallacy
but
to
they
look
don't
at football.
have the shoulder that's been separated. Like, that's my thing. Like, he's going to be borderline, like, is it worth the one play for 20 yards, or is it worth the 6 to 8 weeks of recovery, if that's what it takes, 8-9 weeks, and have him back ready for when it really does matter? Or it's like, well, we're going to hope and pray that it's going to stay attached, and then we're going to throw him back out there in 4 weeks, and he gets hit and it blows it up, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, now he's out for the year for sure, and it's going to be tough to get him back in the beginning of the season next year.
I don't think that they're looking at, like, if he needed surgery, he would have had surgery, right? And that's kind of where I am on this one. Like, they're not going to put the guy out there if he's not capable and you're going to do long-term damage. You don't want to lose somebody for an extended period of time. But I'm just not into, well, what if he gets hurt? Every player on every play on every team has an opportunity to get hurt.
I understand that logic, but he's already hurt.
But so are most guys in the NFL. Like, most of these guys are banged up already, man. Yes, it's a brutal, brutal sport. I mean, a lot of these guys don't even heal in the offseason because of how much, pain and suffering, if you will, they go through every single play. It's a collision on every single play. And so most of these guys are just used to being banged up. It's how do you deal with it? How do you handle it? The pain tolerance. Like, I'm not one of these guys, well, he could get hurt. Everybody could get hurt on every single play. And if you live like that, then the odds are you are going to get hurt, right? If you're overly cautious about something, you know how it is. Ooh, I got to be quiet. When you try to walk around the house quiet, not to wake anybody up, what do? You stub your toe, you step on a Lego, you scream out real loud, right? So I've never been one that's operated under the, well, he could get hurt. Everybody could get hurt on every single play. Everybody is one play away from their NFL careers ending. And everybody in the NFL at one time or another has probably played when they shouldn't be playing because they know what's at stake and they know what they want to do and they know they have a limited shelf life to being able to play in the NFL. The average career is 3.5 years. I mean, you miss a game, you miss a good portion of your average NFL career. And so these guys are going to get back. But if it required surgery and it needed to have surgery, they would have had surgery. The fact that they're saying he's probably going to be questionable this week or doubtful this week, but probably questionable next week, kind of tells you where they know and where the recovery is probably headed at this point in time.
All right. Time to name that player?
Yeah, let's do it. Caller number 5 right now. When you know this player, it's your chance to score big with Name That Chief. Every weekday this week, we're going to give you that cue to call, and you'll take a shot at guessing the mystery Chiefs player on air. Get it right. You'll be in the running to win a $500 Hy-Vee gift card. We'll announce that at the end of the week. It's perfect for loading up on groceries, tailgating supplies, and all of your game day essentials, brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Mac, hit it!
Chiefs go flip bone, 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 12. They give it off, left side at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, touchdown, Kansas City. It's a 90-yard drive to start the AFC Championship game on a 12-yard run by
Is that the Anthony Thomas on the jet sweep?
Yeah, that's it.
913-586-7965 if you know who that mystery chief is, and you will be one of the 5 qualifiers if you're caller number 5 for that $500 gift card. A lot of 5s.
Coming up on the other side, Ben Maller joins us, brought to you by the Landing in Liberty. What does Ben have to say after week 1 of the NFL? Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Isaiah Pacheco, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want to have that nagging pain anymore, right? You're tired of waking up with your knee barking, or maybe it's your shoulder, or maybe it's even your back, maybe it's your wrist. Whatever it is, if you've got pain, you're tired of dealing with it, but you don't know what to do. Well, I've got the information that's going to help you, because you're going to stop letting the pain call the shots in your life and flip the script at QC Kinetics. It's regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints. Not cover it up, not cut it out, actually help heal and restore. And the results are long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, plan it around activity. Plan it around doing whatever you want and not worrying about all of that pain. At QC Kinetics, they have no surgery, no drugs, no long-term recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. So grab your MRIs and your x-rays and head on over to QC Kinetics. They'll make sure you're a good candidate. Your first consultation is free, so there's no reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics now, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. Appointments available on Saturday with QC Kinetics.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're getting ready to head out of town to watch the Chiefs on the road, you need to park with my friends over at Park and Go. They make it so easy to park at the airport, and it starts right when you make your flight reservation. As soon as that's done, jump on over to bookparkandgo.com and make your parking reservation. Reserve that all-covered spot just for you, right? And then prepay, because that's when you're going to save money. Every single day, you're going to save money when you prepay at bookparkandgo.com. Then it's taken care of. You show up on the day of your flight, and you'll see all of that covered parking. They'll direct you to that covered parking spot that was reserved specifically for you. And as soon as you get there, the van will meet you and take you right to the airport terminal. They're there in no time at all. And when you get back after a long, stressful trip, the Park and Go van is waiting for you. Just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on the bus, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So join their frequent parker program like we did and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure what the best option is? Selling a home, especially when dealing with foreclosure, divorce, job relocation, or an inherited property, can feel overwhelming. That's why I don't just make offers. I help homeowners understand all their options so they can make the right choice with no pressure and no obligation. I'm Rex, a local homebuyer and resident right here in Kansas City. Whether you're looking for a fast cash sale or just want to explore your choices, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of selling to me or listing with an agent. If selling directly is your best move, I'll offer you a fair cash price and a closing timeline that fits your needs in as little as 7 days or on your schedule. No repairs, no commissions, no hidden fees. Just a transparent, hassle-free process so you know exactly what to expect. Let's talk. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com for a free, no-pressure consultation. Rex Buys KC, helping homeowners make informed decisions with confidence.
You know that expression, put a little spring in your step? Well, whoever said it must have been talking about Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with Glide Step, you get a pillow-like soft landing, then an explosive takeoff. It makes walking feel effortless. So springy, it's almost like you're floating. And speaking of effortless, have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins technology? Just step in and instantly your shoes are on. No bending down and no touching. Try Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business? Ah.
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done, fast. We've got a huge variety of metals in stock, and we cut to size, fast. Bottom line, we get it done fast, so you get it done fast. Doesn't get easier than that. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading out of downtown on 70 westbound, things pretty heavy. You hit delays around I-35, and it stays so not quite to the state line with an accident blocking 2 right lanes. 470 eastbound, slow around Blue Ridge Boulevard with an accident reporting. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
It is time to talk to our guy, Ben Maller of Fox Sports Radio. You can catch him overnights right here on 96.5 The Fan. It's all brought to you by our friends at The Landing in Liberty. And, Ben, I know you didn't play the game, but I do value your opinion anyway. So, week 1, overreactions. Whoa, what are we overreacting to after the first week of the NFL season, my friend?
I didn't play in the NFL, but I watched the NFL. No, the big one for me is Daniel Jones. He's arrived. He's wearing the Colts uniform now. That was much more about the Miami Dolphins riding the vomit comet and Tua Tagovailoa and all that than it was, I believe, Daniel Jones. He did look good. I got to see it against the Broncos this weekend, so I'm not all in on that one. And then also, you look around some of the other games that stand out. The Rams won, but they looked terrible, I thought, against the Texans, and the Texans fumbled late. That stood out to me. Sam Darnold, I don't know if it's an overreaction or the proper reaction, because he looked pretty bad. He looked like the old Sam Darnold, so that's pretty dangerous if you're Seattle. So those are a couple of things that stand out. Also, the demise of the Detroit Lions, because they looked pretty bad against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau, and you're like, well, they stink. And it's like, well, it's one game. Oh, yeah, they stunk. Yeah, for that game, they did stink. I know we do the show right now, so we have to react to it. So those are a few of the things that stood out. It's good to see, though, the Giants look the same, that all that hype, that it's like they're like the Mets or the Knicks. They hype the Giants. Oh, the Giants are back. Russell Wilson stabilizing force. They got Malik Neighbors. They got all these studs on defense, and they went out there and same old Giants. Didn't look any different to me when I was flipping to that game.
No, but it all depends on the quarterback. I mean, if you don't have that guy, you just don't stand a chance to win in the NFL. There are so many teams that roll into the start of the season, and you look at their quarterback, and you're like, man, you don't stand a chance in hell to go out there and win. And that's kind of where the Giants are with Russell Wilson. He stinks out loud right now. Like, he needs to retire. Should have retired probably a while ago. How fast do you think they make that switch to Jackson Dart?
I would bench him at halftime. How about this? But I'll give him the first half as the Giants play the Cowboys. And if he's playing the same way he did last week, if I'm Brian Daboll, I dump him. The problem is you're going to put a rookie in there. And I don't care how good Jackson Dart looked in the preseason. We've all been fooled by that. I'm not going to be fooled again. I got to see it in the regular season. So there's going to be growing pains with him too. But the way I look at it, I'd rather throw him out there and then get that out of the way and try to he'll figure it out at some point. And if he doesn't figure it out, then that's a different can of worms. So I'd much rather go with that. Like, he wasn't that good as last year in Seattle. People forget. You talk about hustle. Is this news embargoed around the NFL that Russell Wilson's not good? Is it the news not gotten out? Are people not paying attention? Like, what's going on? It's very bizarre.
Ben, when I look at this game on Monday night, right, like two high-profile quarterbacks, two high-profile coaches, Kevin O'Connell, maybe not. When I say high-profile, that doesn't really make sense. But you get what I'm saying. J.J. McCarthy,
yeah.
did he do anything for you? I know that you love stories. You love the emergence of what could be. And we heard that Aaron Jones, I don't know if you're familiar with what Aaron Jones had to say about what he said on LaShawn McCoy's podcast, I think, where he said J.J. McCarthy got in the huddle and goes, you boys got anywhere else to be? Like, that to me, Ben, that's what gets my plums like plump.
Well, I wonder, though. I'm always skeptical, Dusty, stuff like that. I'm like, does that story come out if they lose the game? Do we hear that he said we're going to win the game? Does it come out because it's one of those fairy tales because they won the game? Did Caleb Williams not say that on the Bears sideline? Did he not say, hey, we're going to go win this game right now, or the defense and all that? I mean, J.J. McCarthy looked like he had never picked up a football before the first three quarters of the game. Like, he was just horrific. It's like he was asleep out there, caught off guard, flat-footed, all that stuff, the way he was playing the first three quarters of the game. It was like, and I did pick the Vikings in the game. I thought Minnesota was going to win. They were really good defensively. You look at the first – to me, the story in that game is Caleb Williams. Like, he was fine when they were scripting plays, the first 10 plays or so, and then when they went off script and he had to improvise, he was as bad as he had a quarterback rating in like the 70s, I think, from the early second quarter to the end of the game. For 3 quarters, he was terrible. So it was weird. It was like reverso because you had J.J. McCarthy, who was really bad for 3 quarters, but then played really well in the fourth quarter, and then Caleb Williams, who was good in the first quarter, and then did nothing the rest of the game. So it was a very bizarre situation. And those are 2 high-profile coaches. Financially, they're very well paid. Right? Isn't Ben Johnson rolling in money now with the Bears? They paid him a ton of money. He could have had any job he wanted, Ben Johnson, and that's the job that he picked. We'll see how good his decision-making is with Caleb Williams. Although that's a game this weekend, guys. Lions and Bears. The Ben Johnson reunion game. That's a pretty good game. It's
the Ben Johnson Bowl that's taking place. And I think it's interesting because I went into the season with the Lions, Ben, and I'm sure we probably talked about this going, I don't know where I am. You're losing both of your coordinators. We're going to see if Dan Campbell's really a good coach or if he was a guy that benefited a lot from his coordinator. So I think this is a big test for the Detroit Lions, especially to show we're out of the shadow of Ben Johnson. We're going to move forward because it sure didn't look like it in week 1, as you'd mentioned.
Yeah, for sure. And I still have PTSD from Jared Goff with the Rams, where I just don't trust that guy. I don't care how many decent seasons he's had since the early days of his career. The Lions have some issues internally on that offensive line. The middle of that offensive line, there's a lot of gobbledygook out there in that offensive line. It just doesn't look very good at all. And they looked a lot more like the old Lions, that they'd lost their edge, that everything Dan Campbell was selling about fight and all that stuff, I didn't see much of that against the Green Bay Packers last week. You never look good when you lose, but they really were so different than they had been. I don't think we're exaggerating saying how far off the Lions looked last week. But again, it's like the 1 week we're talking about the 1 week thing. So they did look terrible. And now you look ahead, are they going to be outstanding against the Bears? I would think that Ben Johnson knows all of Jared Goff's weaknesses. Whether the Bears defense can actually execute, that's the problem. But you got to think that going into that, the coaching advantage would be on the Bears side, even though Ben Johnson hasn't coached very much, but he can rhapsodize about all the wonderful shortcomings of the Lions offense.
All right, Ben, let's cut to the chase. Let's hear what you have to say about my Chiefs, because a very disappointing Friday night, and now they have Mahomes coming back home for the first game of the year, 1.5 underdog to the Eagles, who beat Dallas. I'll agree they beat Dallas, maybe not in the most Philadelphia way. But what were your big concerns and what are your non-concerns with the Kansas City Chiefs?
The obvious concern is that they just looked plotting. They did not have the playmakers. They did not have the explosion in that game against the Chargers, which is a problem. And this has been the hardest game. I'm doing Benny versus the Penny now on YouTube. By the way, subscribe. But I'm doing that and handicapping this game. The Eagles are favored. You guys are probably going to the game. I know Bob's going, but the Eagles are favored. This would be, if that holds up, only the second time in Patrick Mahomes' career that he's going to be a home underdog at Arrowhead. He's 68 career starts. He's closed as an underdog 1 time in his career. That was against the Buffalo Bills a couple years ago. So this is really almost uncharted territory in the Patrick Mahomes era. And I don't think the Chiefs are that bad. I want to believe that they're not as bad as they looked offensively. Maybe the Chargers are better. And you're right. The Eagles did not look great. I don't think the Cowboys are all that wonderful. And the Eagles, Barkley had some issues. He didn't have the dominant game that he's had in the past. So you wonder about that. So I've tossed and turned about this. I've gone back and forth on this particular game, and I like to think at home getting, even if it's a half point or a 1.5 or whatever with the Chiefs, would be the right side on that. But I'm so skeptical of the playmaking with the guys that are out for the Chiefs that it makes it very difficult to handicap the game, which is a way of saying I'm taking the Eagles in the game. So there, I said it. I'm taking the Eagles in the game.
Talking with Ben Maller here on 96.5 The Fan, as we do every Thursday. It's all brought to you by the guys at the Landing in Liberty. And Ben, before we kind of wrap this up and let you go, with big Thursday night game. I mean, Daniels versus Jordan Love, Green Bay versus Washington. What are you looking at tonight on the gridiron?
Yeah, so I like the Washington football team. This is the oldest team in the NFL, Washington, on a short week, which is generally a bad formula. The Packers, they're not the youngest team, They're close to being the youngest team in the NFL, but I still like Washington in this game. Jaden Daniels in prime time is going to put on a show, and it's, they're going to hype up Micah Parsons, and they're going to force Al Michaels to wax poetic for 10 minutes about Micah Parsons at the start of the game and all that stuff. But I want to take the Commanders. Played 5 primetime games last year, and they dominated most. I think they were 4-1. They won way over the point spread if you're into gambling and all that last year, and I think Washington's got a lot to clean up. They played a very sloppy game last week, had a bunch of penalties against the Giants, and they still won the game. So I expect them to play a cleaner game, and I'm just not all in on Green Bay. I go with the better quarterback. Jaden Daniels is a better player than the Green Bay Packers are sending out with Jordan Love, so I'm going to go that way. Although Washington has not won. I found this fun fact, guys. Washington has not won in Green Bay since 1988. The last time the team, they were called the Redskins then, with Doug Williams at quarterback. It's been that long. That's been a minute. That's a long time. Yeah. Oh, they don't play that often, but still, it's like, wow, 1988, right? Ronald Reagan was the president. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Wild.
1988. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Such a
It's been
long
a
time
minute.
ago. The Dodgers were good.
Yeah, well, the Dodgers were good organically back then. Now they just buy all the players. So back then they actually built a team, but not now.
Well, Ben, hell of a job analyzing the NFL for never playing the game at the professional level. Really nice job out of you. We will talk to you again next week.
Don't tell Ryan Clark about this. Thanks, guys.
That's Ben Maller, brought to you by The Landing in Liberty. Get the Ben Maller chicken fingers. You can also get Bob's pretzel as well. And enjoy yourself some Dusty nachos.
That's something we talked about. That's not happening. Ben asked me, after the interview, he's like, by the way, Dusty, he's like, are you going to get on the menu? And I said, Ben, here's the deal. I don't like Sloppy Joe's because of the name. I don't eat meatloaf because of the name. I know I'm supposed to go eat the meatloaf at 3rd Street Social. Tyler, I promise I'll get to it.
I went to 3rd Street Social yesterday. I had a very nice salmon salad. Very nice.
Awesome? With the green goddess on it, the avocados?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Mama.
And then
it's so good.
The salmon kind of spread before that you have. I'm trying to think of what the name of the fish dip or whatever on focaccia bread. Salmon dip. That's fantastic. Great
Squeeze
job
the
out
lemon
of
into the
them.
dip?
I didn't do the lemon. I'm good on that. Yeah.
Okay.
It was good on the
forget
lemon.
you hate lemons.
I don't know. I don't hate lemon
You
at
get
all.
tea with lime.
I do. That's
Yeah.
a Texas thing. I learned that when I moved to Texas. Everybody got it with lime. I tried it. I never went back to lemon.
You ever
Try
tried
it.
bigger
Try it.
Texas, including lime?
Try the lime
that.
in your tea, and you'll be like, "Oh my god!" Now it's supposed to be unsweetened tea. I don't drink the sweetened tea. So if you drink the unsweetened tea, lime, forget about it.
Mac, I need to take you to 3rd Street Social.
I would love it.
Oh, dude, the Brussels sprout appetizer or the salmon dip appetizer, one of the two best. Also, pro move on the salmon salad. I get the salmon. It's annoying. I guess I'm that guy. Please have the salmon on a side plate.
Oh, you don't get it on top of your salad?
I don't like hot lettuce.
Oh, see, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No,
So then I can take a bite of my lettuce,
that.
and then I can go bite a salmon.
I don't hate that, but I will say I'm a sucker for the hot lettuce on the McChicken.
That's a different kind of thing.
That's like
the
we were
hot
talking
lettuce, mayonnaise, and McChicken is just a delicious party in your mouth.
That's about the only time that I like hot lettuce, unless it's in the garage. But I don't like. I don't like toasted subs. I'm not into the hot. I don't know.
I'm not a huge toasted sub guy either.
Maybe I'm just a Jersey boy, and I just love that sandwich with the mozzarella.
Yeah, you don't. If it's good, you don't need it toasted. Like the Italian, the Italian sub at Marco Polo's Jasper's is just unbelievable. You don't need your sub toasted. That's why Quiznos doesn't exist. Remember they said the meat floating in the juice? Oh God,
So good.
It was good.
It was so good. You know it was good.
I love.
I didn't say it
Quiznos.
wasn't, but I mean they're not in business
I always
anymore.
got the chicken carbonara.
That's
that wasn't soaked in
the chicken soaked in juice, and then they threw that on the sandwich.
Ugh.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor. You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
Which is more appealing to you? The sandwich artist who wipes the knife off on the tray and then uses it on your sandwich after scraping the mayonnaise off it. You know what I'm
Like at
talking
Jersey
about.
Mike's?
Or the guy who soaks the meat in the water and then throws it on your sandwich to warm it up. Which is more appealing to you?
The knife. I like the knife.
It's both. I don't hate the SOG. Like I get the Mike's way, the pro move in your car halfway through the way home, roll the sandwich over. So then the juice goes from one side
seep
to
in
the
the
other.
other way.
I'm not worried about the sog at all.
No.
I'm talking about the grossness of that guy
Yeah.
taking the knife that he just used on the previous sandwich,
Yeah.
scraping the mayonnaise
Oh, yeah.
off,
Oh, yeah.
and then using it on your
Heck yeah.
sandwich.
He's about to put it on mine. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought
I
about
didn't
that.
want mayonnaise. Now I've got mayonnaise.
Well, kinda.
Yeah, you get a little residue.
Yeah.
That McChicken with the
Yeah, I
hot
was gonna say,
lettuce.
you
That's
You get
different.
a lot
I
of mayonnaise.
want that.
Oh, yeah, I
you
want
know,
that.
like you want it, it's one thing. If you don't want it and you get it, you're like, I didn't want that.
All right, one word. Royals won last night. They needed that win. They're still in it. One word.
In it is the correct way to talk about this team right now. But the one word that I would use is desperate. You've got to play desperate right now. I thought they played desperate last night. I thought Q did a really nice job of
it's a good
mixing
game.
and matching and the bullpen and pinch hitting and pinch running and all that kind of stuff. He managed kind of desperate last night. He kind of talked about that with us on the show. Desperate. Play every game like it's the last, man.
Yeah, just keep winning. Now you got to string 6-7 in a row. Cleveland again tonight in this 4-game series. Then you get Philadelphia. It doesn't get any easier. We know what they can do offensively. You got to keep winning, which gains momentum, which gets you ready for that Seattle Mariners game. Because guess what? You won last night. So did everybody else.
That's the thing. You won and you didn't gain anything.
You're at the point where you just keep winning. So last night's game, in one word, good. Yeah, you won. It was a great manager game. Like, you want to give Q a bunch of blank all the time? That was a game in which you found out 3 days ago that your starter wasn't going to pitch in this game, and you had to orchestrate something. You want to give Q a lot of crap. You got to give Q a lot of pats on the back after last night's game, that managed game. Sorry.
Let me ask you this, Dusty. You're on the text line over there. How many texts did we get this morning saying nice job by Q for managing that game?
We had a few.
We did. Okay, good. Awesome.
Oh, we did? Okay, good.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, because I was with you. You fired that.
I was ready. Yeah.
Hang on, the Royals elimination number. Let me see if I can find that right now.
Give it to me.
Somebody said right here. It says, my new nickname for Q is Spud because he has a pair bigger than taters.
Nice.
Their elimination number for the Central is like 7 now, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Stick here in KC for one more, and then we'll get to the NBA and some NFL stuff. One word on Travis Kelce, New Heights podcast. Sidebar, I thought New Heights was done for the season. I thought he talked about that and not doing it this year. I guess that's not a thing. Kelce took blame for that Xavier Worthy injury. One word.
Good. Yeah, he should take blame for it. What he said, I thought, was a very good way of being a veteran leader going, that's my fault, man. I wasn't ready for the game, which we can get into. I didn't run my route the right way. Year 13, man, you got to do all those little things. You know, it's a wake-up call, I think, for Travis, too.
I'd say my one word would be like emotional. I mean, I think there's all sort of angles of emotion within that sort of speech, right? He's sad, he's heartbroken, but he also knows, like, we've got to keep going. We got to keep moving on. This is what he would want. And there's a chance he'll be back this season continuing to play football for this Kansas City Chiefs team at wide receiver. So emotional, but not every time you say emotional is it a bad or a low thing. So I'm okay with it. I'm glad he did that.
I'm not glad Adam Silver did this. This is what he said about the sport of basketball yesterday.
There's a huge amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, another example, that is advertising-based that consumers can consume.
Jesus is my one word for that. Because the NBA signed an 11-year media rights deal worth $76 billion with NBC, Disney, and Amazon for the next 11 years for $76 billion. He's just told those TV companies, your product doesn't matter. Nope. Our people don't watch it. Make sure you write the check. We're just here for the highlights. It's a bad look by Adam Silver, man.
Yeah, it'd be like you. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but it'd be like you promoting Smokehouse. Be like, yeah, I don't eat there.
No,
right. Like, yeah, their beans are good, but that's about it. Like, what? Like, did he just say that? The guy that backs this company just said, like, basically, like, we don't care if you watch it or not. Like, why would I? Yeah, what?
$76 billion they're getting over the next 11 years. And that's what the commissioner just said about the league. Hey, bait and switch. Sorry, man. Nobody's watching the product. They're just watching the highlights. Thanks for the $76 bill.
Yeah.
My word is Voldemort. I've said that.
Yeah.
We don't say his name. Show me his face. That guy's an alien in disguise. Like, I just don't like that Adam Silver guy.
Nope.
$76 billion, guys.
We're a highlight sport.
It's insane.
Which is
Yeah,
not
just watch the
wrong.
highlights.
They're not wrong, but you don't say it.
You should want to not be a highlight sport. You should be trying to change that perception
You guys
of you.
look absolutely adorable together. You seem happy. We're not. You don't need to let people know that.
Right.
Just smile and fake it, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this thing, dude.
That's not the only thing the NBA announced yesterday. The NBA has announced that the end of period heaves. There's 0.4 seconds left. The guy gets it and just chucks it, sees if he can get it. Usually it's in the stands or high off the backboard. Yep, exactly. It'll now count as a missed field goal attempt for the teams, but it'll not count towards a player's field goal percentage. One word on that rule change.
Follow up. What if he makes it?
Well, that's my question, because if he makes it, does it count for him? Because if it doesn't count with a miss, it better not count with a make.
Yep. You got Tyrese Halliburton in 2 years. He needs 27 points. He's got 25. He throws a heave. Team bucket. Oh!
Yeah, no, that's BS.
There's no way.
The one word is useless, because this story yesterday, it was like the NBA was trying to steal thunder from the NFL or from the baseball playoff races or whatever the case may be. And this story came out yesterday, was all over X, and everybody was talking about it. I'm like, who the hell cares about this? I understand from a player perspective, but then Dusty brought up the genius point this morning. He goes, why does this matter? Remind you of your take? Gambling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I just said, like, the Halliburton's got 25. He's got 20. He throws a heave up. He's over-under is 27.5. He hits that three at the end of the half. Goes to 28, but sorry.
But he doesn't
points.
He doesn't get the points. He doesn't get the points.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Or does he just not get the shot?
I would assume he gets the points.
But if he's not getting the miss, then he shouldn't get.
I agree. There's
more to this, and something like this is there's gonna be a scandal this year. I'm just telling you that right now. There's going to be a
rate.
But like you can bet on how many shots a guy puts up in a game, right?
Does that count as a shot?
No, they're telling you it doesn't. But if he makes it, does it?
Ego would be my one word.
I mean, my
Ego.
God.
It's all for the players' egos.
Yeah.
BS.
Golly. Here comes the text line. Well, you could just not gamble. I can just see it. I can totally see it. No, I don't know, man, but yeah, that's just interesting, man. Coming up, Smash or Pass. It's brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Forward, on a mission to do more online at ShawneeMissionForward.com. We'll get into Smash or Pass on their side, but first, I don't know what's first. Just join us.
Smash. Good morning, Kansas City. This is George Karlaftis, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, our friends are coming in from Italy this weekend, and we're taking them to the Chiefs game, and we can't wait to get Smokehouse Barbecue out in the parking lot for our friends at the Tailgate. In fact, we're going on Saturday afternoon for lunch up to Zona Rosa as well. I think I'm going to get the pulled pork or the pulled chicken sandwich. That's kind of where I'm thinking right now. Their pulled chicken is unbelievable. It is so good, and it is tossed in their Cajun butter sauce on top of a brioche bun with some coleslaw and a side of those hickory pit beans that cook under the brisket for the final few hours. Man, I'm getting hungry just talking about it right now. And then we're going to get our tailgate food on as well at Smokehouse Barbecue. Couple of slabs of ribs, couple of pounds of burnt ends, and then, of course, those Cajun butter chicken wings with the homemade ranch dressing. We're going to have the beans as well. Everything you need for the perfect tailgate can be found at Smokehouse Barbecue. And don't forget, if you're going to dine in, make Tuesday your dining in night at Smokehouse Barbecue, because there they have $1.99 kid meals on Tuesday with the purchase of an adult entree. So Smokehouse Barbecue is helping you save money and eat out and have that delicious barbecue as well. So check them out at their 3 locations, Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa, or at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine. You could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt. But you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Not with TrueHold. With TrueHold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. But listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. That's TrueHold's Sell and Stay program. Cash out your entire entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. Imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt, and you can stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. Get your all-cash offer now. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. And if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Heartland Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99, and we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale, now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done, fast. We've got a huge variety of metals in stock, and we cut to size, fast. Bottom line, we get it done fast, so you get it done fast. Doesn't get easier than that. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading towards downtown, 169 highway gets pretty heavy at the airport exit and stays mostly slow across the bridge and onto 35 southbound. Things move better around 12th Street. Heading towards downtown on 70 westbound, things are slow from Truman into the downtown loop. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
It's that time on a Thursday when you smash or pass, which means you get to hear one of your favorite sounders. We had a guy the other day text in and say, this sounder always goes off. He works for like UPS, and it goes off in his truck. And he says everyone looks at him weird. Well, here you go, UPS man.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
When you hear that call, you want to be caller number 7. I like the number 7.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah, also a great movie called Lucky Number 11. If you've never seen it, Mac, I suggest you go check it out.
Have you ever seen the movie named 7?
Yes.
What's in the box? It is Smash or Pass here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, which is brought to you by Booth Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf. Also, Shawnee Mission Ford on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com. We always have conversations about food outside of the office.
Pretty much all we talk about outside. But Dusty and I are interested in it. We like cooking. We like experimenting with that kind of stuff. We like exchanging recipes. Yes, we're old church-going women. That's okay. We enjoy that. Like, we probably send each other more recipes than anything, and I enjoy the hell out of it. And so yesterday, my daughter sits down. She goes, "Try these chips, Dad." I'm like, all right. I think I found a new leader in the clubhouse for the best chip on the market today. The kettle-cooked jalapeno Lays. Holy cow.
The Miss Vicks are even better.
She said there was another brand, and that must be it then, because she couldn't remember what it was.
Yes.
It's Miss Vicks. I always thought it was Miss Vicky's.
It might be Miss Vicky's. It might be. You might be right.
It might be that.
Either way, it's that one.
Can we look it up and see? Because if all these years it's Miss Vicks, and I thought it was Miss Vicky's this entire time, it just goes to show you how amazing the mind is.
Vicky's.
It is Vicky's.
And you can get the combo box at like all superstores.
Yep.
Like you can get like they have a bunch of flavors.
Their salt and vinegar is very good.
I can't do the vinegar.
It's my favorite chip in the world.
Used to be mine too, but now I am all in on the jalapeno.
So you are.
My favorite chip in the world is Cape Cod sea salt and vinegar with that little lighthouse on the
Damn
bag.
good. It's
the
damn
Cape Cod chips are the best chips, and there's no
Arts
doubt.
and Mary's are also great. I don't know if you've ever had Arts and Mary's black pepper kettle chips. They're in like a shimmery
black
bag.
pepper kettle chips, though.
Dude, Arts and Mary's has a jalapeno one that'll slap you in the face. They have a black peppered one, and then they have like an original just kettle cooked chip. It's called Arts and Mary's. One of the best chips I've ever had in my entire life.
All right, I know I'm going to Hy-Vee then stocking up.
They definitely have them
chips.
there.
Yeah.
They definitely have them there.
Got to get all the chips for the game
also,
on Sunday.
don't sleep on the Hy-Vee brand chips.
No,
dude.
I don't.
Way cheaper and really the same kettle.
Solid. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a both, right? Sea salt, vinegar, jalapeno, cheddar. You bring them both to the table. I'm probably going to do a combolina on my plate of both.
The vinegar for me, the smell, when somebody uses that on fish and chips or something like that, I'm out. Yeah, I don't know. And it's not always been something that's... I know, but it's like recently, the last, few years, all of a sudden I'm like turned off by vinegar. I don't know why. Maybe it's COVID. Who knows?
Yeah.
We also had our friends at Nothing Bundt Cakes came out with a fall-flavored bundt cake. Caramel apple cider, and inside there is a caramel apple cider goo.
Smash.
Did I send you the caramel apple pretzel the other day?
I think so.
For dessert, you could do a caramel apple pretzel.
Damn.
How
I'm
about
wanting to put that on the menu at the Landy.
You think he's going to put that on the menu? Good Lord.
Might as well.
Yeah, that
He's
sounds
selling
great.
cheese curds. He should be selling the caramel apple pretzel for dessert.
That's a great
Speaking
combo.
of Smash or Pass segment, since everybody's hungry for breakfast, this is why we do it at this time period. Cheese curd or cheese stick?
Not curd. Once I had my first curd at Bozeman Mine in River Falls, Wisconsin in 2001. I'm a curd guy.
Well, for God's sakes, that's like being like, well, once I had my first fish and chips in Scotland.
No.
You're
It's
like in the heart of curds.
I know, but like that was in 2001. Curds weren't here in like 2001. Very few and far between. The Culver's thing didn't exist.
The
and all
curd
that
tax really progressed in the past 25 years.
It really has. I mean, you see curds more and more. And I think a lot of places around here started serving curds because everybody was going up to River Falls and experimented and found these things and brought them back. And now they're everywhere. But no, I like the curd. I like the grease in the bottom of the basket.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's brutal. I'm going to prank my kids this year with a caramel apple or a caramel covered onion this Halloween.
Come on, that's just being a jerk now. That's mean. That is
don't
gross.
do that.
My friend
Kinda funny,
PR
guys.
ate an onion one time like an apple because we dared him.
Oh, God.
My sister used to do that.
In this hand, just biting into
Gross.
it like a
Yep.
hand fruit. Your sister did that too?
Growing up when she was a kid, yeah.
Why?
don't
Why
know,
do these
dude.
people do that? That's
She was like
disgusting.
7. She's like, no, I think it tastes good. I'm like,
So
okay.
These are your Nothing Bundt Cake fall flavors. You ready for this?
Yep.
They have a Snickers now until October 5th. It looks delicious. The caramel apple cider now until the 21st of September. Don't
wow.
wait.
Okay.
You got 10 days.
Do you remember?
They have a
pump.
They have a pumpkin spice.
Okay, good.
You know?
Gotta have
and then
that.
they have a, I'm going to mispronounce this, Biscoff.
Yeah, the Biscoff is
Biscoff.
good.
Biscoff cookie butter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Don't
those are
take
good.
Momo to Buc-ee's,
Yes,
dude.
I'm in. I'm in.
Because
I'm
you
going.
get those little minis that are perfect. For most people, it's 2 bites. For me, it's just like, oh, see you later.
You think that's a perfect size? I don't think it's enough.
Right.
Give me a bigger cake. More. The Biscoff cookies are good when you fly and you get them on the airlines every once in a while. You get they're so good.
I told you guys, one of my friends works in an airline attendant or whatever, and visited us just for one random night. It was just our birthdays, and so he just had all the first class snacks. Gave us a big bag of first class.
Nice, yeah, good. You get the Biscoff cookies.
Were in there, baby.
Yeah. Those Lotus cookies are fantastic.
It's fun to do this time of year because this is the first home regular season game for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested for those of you that are calling in or that are texting in 913-586-7965. That's a Jay Southland Tow Service text line. Get in the know with Jay Southland Tow. What's on your tailgate spread that you're smashing this Sunday?
We're doing barbecue. We're getting smokehouse. We're getting ribs. We're getting burnt ends. We're getting wings. We're getting beans.
Jealous.
The whole 9 yards,
greens,
man.
tomatoes, yams, jam.
Mixing 5.
Mixing 5. And you're going to take some Arts and Marys there. Put some...
Get some chips at the Hy-Vee. Get the cookies at Hy-Vee that have Andy Reid's face on them. I love going into Hy-Vee this time of year because all my cookies look like Mahomes and Reid. And they're so good, too.
Someone says I was smashing almost everything on the Great Food Truck Race. I told you it's a great show. It's a fantastic
yeah, that's
show.
the one you talked about. Yeah, that does sound
great.
good.
It's crazy, too, because in the tailgate, there's some people that'll be like, oh, they'll do themed, Philadelphia's in town.
Yes.
There's a lot of Blackstones in that Arrowhead parking lot, or people that have this Philly cheesesteaks.
Philly cheesesteaks, yeah.
Whew, God.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Do you like the nacho cheese over the Philly, or just leave it with the mixed cheese and the meat?
I'm down with either one.
Either one's fine. I usually use provolone if I'm going to do it. Like if I go to Pattergino's in Philadelphia, if I'm visiting my sister, you get provolone. I like that. I like the peppers and onions, and
mushrooms too.
Love mushrooms, jalapenos, onions, peppers.
I mean, this is going to sound so bad. I love a cheesesteak. The number one reason why, the ketchup and the steak together, it's just a great combination. Not a good steak. We're talking cheese steak, the thin steak.
Heck
I'm not putting that on a porterhouse or something. But the peppers, the onions, the cheese, the meat, it just gets tied together with the ketchup for me. I just love it.
This one's tough, but I'm not gonna diss anybody's tailgate. Somebody says on the 816, I'm making chili. It's a hot day for chili.
95 degrees on Sunday. I know we're trying to rush fall, but keep that crock pot. Yeah, keep that away for a little bit longer.
I'll tell you what, though, if I'm 8 or 9 Surfsides deep at that tailgate and there's chili, smash.
We're smashing.
Right?
God, I don't know that I could do chili on a hot day.
Somebody says
like that.
cream cheese on the Philly.
Ooh, I would definitely try that.
Does Emily put sour cream on the Philly?
Probably.
Bet she does.
I bet I'm not
probably gas.
Yeah. I do the bun, and then I put both sides smeared with horseradish. Then I put the meat cheese combo with the peppers and onions all in it, and then I put the ladle of nacho cheese over the top.
That's a lot of cheese.
Any mayonnaise? No mayonnaise?
Oh, God. Horseradish is horseradish.
No, mayonnaise for sure.
Mayonnaise on a hot cheesesteak?
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
Every time. Yes. Lightly smoked salmon on a cedar plank.
That's good. I like that.
Sounds good.
Where are you going to be?
Exactly.
Come over for some lightly smoked salmon.
Also,
that sounds really good.
We just had a text calling in and waiting, and 2 minutes before I didn't answer, I didn't win this prize. We haven't sounded off the sounder yet. Don't call in yet.
Calm down.
Yeah, it's okay, 913. You're fine.
Finally, I'm one of those guys who can't wait to get to work in the morning. Like a dairy cow.
Oh! Oh! Oh, yes! Yes!
I don't like cream cheese on the sandwich because I feel like I would leave teeth marks. It's too thick.
I need cream cheese on a Brooklyn bagel. That's what I need. I need those bagels from the homeland. Coming up on the other side, the man, the myth, the legend, George Brett joins us here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Creed Humphrey, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying to you right now. Feel better, feel better, feel better. Get rid of all of that joint pain. Get rid of that knee pain, that back pain. Get rid of it for good. Flip the script with QC Kinetics because they're here to help you feel better using regenerative medicine. Advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints, not cover it up, not cut it out. Actually help heal and restore. And the results, long-term lasting relief. So instead instead of planning your day around pain, plan it around life. Plan it around what you want to do, not what the pain is telling you to do. Wake up in the morning and feel great jumping out of bed. And at QC Kinetics, there's no surgery, no drugs, no long-term recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. So grab those MRIs and x-rays and head on down to QC Kinetics. They'll make sure you're a good candidate and your first consultation's free. Call QC Kinetics now. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. Appointments available on Saturday with QC Kinetics.
Dane Hughes here. I've seen a lot of stat lines in my playing days, but these numbers, they caught my attention. Flight by Yingling. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, and all the crisp, refreshing flavor you want in a light beer. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, so you know it's got some serious history behind it. If you're into stats and taste, you're going to love this beer. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Dane Hughes. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
It's football season and snacking season, and nothing goes better with football and snacking better than Daisy Dips. And now Daisy came out with a delicious Daisy French onion dip and a Daisy ranch dip, and these are a game changer. From chips to wings to veggies, they all go better with Daisy Dips. And I love dipping pretzels into the Daisy French onion dip. It's amazing. And the best part, these are delicious as homemade dips because they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients you find in your own kitchen. Look for Daisy Dips at a grocery store near you.
Looking for the best Chiefs gear in town? Look no further than Rally House. Join Cody and Gold Thursday from 10 to 2 as they broadcast live from the Rally House at Berry Woods Crossing. Shop the most outrageous selection of Chiefs merch and get entered to win a Rally House gift card. Details at 965thefan.com.
At Lowe's, save on job site supplies with MyLowe's Pro Rewards. Eligible members enjoy volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms, subject to change.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
There's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC. Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER, forward and back.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door has proudly served our community for decades. The best styles, technology, and family values. That's Renner. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric. Missouri side, 670 eastbound, heavy into downtown from about Wyoming Street. Crawls over past 35. Stays slow towards Main Street with an accident. Westbound lane is also affected. You're slow rolling into downtown from about 18th Street, just off again, on again, heavy on 70 westbound. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off a new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at AnthonyPHCE.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to K-State versus Arizona this Friday on The Fan, AM 610, with pregame at 6 and kickoff at 8. This is your home for K-State athletics. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
That was Smash or Pass. Shout out to Steve. Smash or Pass brought to you by Boot Creek Wagyu, Casey's Best Steaks, now with 2 locations, 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf. Shawnee Mission Ford as well, on a mission to do more. Online at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
I'll give you credit for the horseradish. I mean, like on cheesesteaks, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, are you doing a horsey sauce from Arby's on that cheesesteak? See, I would do the horsey sauce from Arby's on the cheesesteak, but you're like, no, just straight horseradish. I'm like, that's a hell of a play, man. I like that a lot.
That's like horseradish.
Yeah, it's like horseradish, man.
That's like horseradish.
Nah, man, it gives that bite.
Yeah.
You know, gives you that nice little sting in your nostrils. But it is Chiefs and Philadelphia this Sunday at 3:25. If you're ever going to start that revenge tour, this seems like a good one to start it at on Sunday in Arrowhead against the Philadelphia Eagles at 3:25. Again, you can hear all that action here on 96.5 The Fan, Briscoe's pregame, Chiefs Radio Network pregame, then the game itself with Mitch, Danon, and Kling all on the call, and then the postgame again will be Josh Briscoe as well, who joins us all the time, every week on this show. Coming up a little bit later today, we'll have Nate Taylor, ESPN's Chiefs insider. Plus, we'll have Golden Locks because there's a golden game tonight with Washington and Green Bay. Should be a fun one tonight to get your football week started. Obviously, you get the little off day on Friday. Then we get Tennessee, Georgia, Max squad going up against Kirby Smart. And then Sunday, the slate of football continues. And it's a big one on Sunday for the Chiefs because, you have a chance to send the Eagles packing at a 1-1 record. You get to come completely redeem yourself with the loss in the first week of the season, a divisional loss. And get to 1-1, and then have a game in New York on Monday Night Football. So you get another. You think about it, your schedule's kind of heavy at the front, but there's a lot of off days between what you're going to play. Because you play Sunday, then you'll have that next week off and play Monday. Obviously, you'll have the travel day, but you played last Friday, came back home. You've had the whole week to regather yourself, and hopefully there's a different outcome in this Sunday's game.
Well, what I think is also interesting, going into this kind of week 2, if you will, is that I think we're going to learn a lot more about every team in the league this week. This is I don't want to call it moving week or anything like that, but week 1 is kind of a fallacy for everybody. You're not really sure what you're looking at. You only have one example to take stock in. You'll start to see, I think, more. You'll start to kind of understand maybe who's a team that's alive, who's a team that's dead. Like, I think it's an interesting game and an interesting weekend for Detroit, like kind of finding out where they are as an organization. I think tonight's an interesting game too, because if Washington goes out there tonight and gets destroyed by Green Bay, which is very possible, again, we're basing it on week 1. Week 1 doesn't matter, but that's the only thing we have to work on. If Washington goes out there and gets run out of Green Bay by the Packers, what are we saying tomorrow morning about Washington? Because they didn't play great against the Giants, and then they go up there and they get beat up by the Packers. You're looking at a team right now, you go, wow, maybe they have that sophomore slump hangover going on.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's obviously a huge game for them, for Washington, but also you can flip the narrative too. Like, what are we going to say about Green Bay?
Yeah, right.
Green Bay goes out and gets Micah Parsons. Everyone goes, well, that could have just changed the whole aspect of the team because last year Green Bay was a belle of the ball for a lot of people, fell short. They seem to have a good receiving core. Jordan Love seems to be the guy behind, manning everything, had a good game in week 1 against Detroit. And obviously Josh Jacobs still there as well. Like, what are we saying about Detroit or Green Bay?
Yeah.
Are they now a favorite in the NFC? Is it?
What if they go out there and lose too,
Right. And that's the thing too. It's like if Washington does it, all right, same old Washington. They're going to challenge Philadelphia for the NFC East. And then if they see Washington win tonight, how much surge does that give for, like a team like Philadelphia? Okay, hey, Washington, they're 2-0. We've got to win this game to keep, close. Even though it's a non-conference opponent, it's an AFC opponent, but still, to me, it's crazy how these two teams have flipped the way they're going to play each other because the last time the Chiefs lost in the Super Bowl to Philadelphia came to Kansas City. Nick Sirianni, you like that, Chiefs fans?
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, they had an edge. They wanted it. Now you've flipped it. Now you've lost to Philadelphia in the Super Bowl. You're playing them again at Arrowhead, and you have a chance to kind of revive yourself against that team that actually waxed you in front of the entire world in New Orleans.
I can't believe Nick Sirianni's a Super Bowl winning coach. I really can't. Like, when you just said that to me right there, yelling at the fans, and I'm thinking to myself, that's a guy who normally does that. Like, if you're a coach and you do that, you're pretty much fired, right? Like, when the season's over, they look at you and they go, you're an idiot. You can't be the face and the leader of an organization, so you need to kind of move on. You need to go somewhere else. You need to find a different line of work. And somehow he survived all of that and survived the fact that he yelled at fans and it was going bad there in Philadelphia and found a way to bring this team back and win a Super Bowl. I just can't believe him and Andy Reid are tied at 2 games apiece in this series.
All right, Bob, here's your guys. Steve and George, I believe, on the line. Is that what we got here? Steve, George, both with us? Hello. Hello.
You got George on the line. Can you hear me?
I got you, George. How are you?
Bob, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing outstanding. Is this right? You're putting on a volleyball tournament called the George Brett Volleyball Showdown, and you're going to be playing against professional volleyball players? I can't wait to watch this.
Shirtless.
Yeah, I'm playing against them, and I'm going to beat their ass.
Is this going to look – are you going to be out there looking like Maverick and Goose, just shirtless?
No, I've retired from every sport but golf. After playing pickleball and having knee surgery a week later, about 5 years ago, I decided I've had enough of sports, and golf is the only thing I will ever play again. But Stevie came in town, his childhood friend. I've known him since we were like 5 years old. He's a year younger than me, and good friends with his older brother, who I went kindergarten through high school with. And he became a really good volleyball player, and he came in to visit this summer and said, hey, I did this tournament in Newport Beach or someplace last year with a bunch of Olympians, and it was a big hit. Let's see, I want to put one on here. And so we went and looked at a venue, and the next thing you know, after him deciding to do it, he says, yeah, I got a great name for it too, George. The George Brett Invitational. So that's what I'm doing.
So you're just there kissing
But
babies and shaking hands.
I can't wait.
So
I can't wait to see it.
You're not playing though, right?
Hell no, I'm not playing, Bob.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure because I would have loved to see you go against it says 24 pros and 7 Olympians too that are going to be out there. Steve, tell us who you're bringing into town and tell us who you are.
Lifelong friends with George. I played in the AVP tour for 19 years when it first evolved, and I've been kind of, not involved in the volleyball community that much. And then I started talking to younger players, and I said, well, I got to promote some events for you guys. You're not playing every week, so we're instead of doing 2-man tournaments, it's 4-man tournaments. So it's 4 people on the court. It's way more exciting. It's these guys are phenomenal. I got Chase Budinger, who went to the Olympics 2 years ago. Andy Benesh is playing, who went to the Olympics. Phil Dahlhauser, who was 2016 gold medalist, or 2008. And then I got Trevor Crabb. Taylor Crabb was a Olympic player. So it's all coming together. The girls are really good. They're all the top girls in the AVP tour. Carly Lloyd went to the Olympics in 2020. So it's a good group. It's very exciting. It's not only really great volleyball, it's entertainment. You don't have to understand volleyball to watch it.
And it sounds like you guys are going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be shoulder to shoulder with thousands of fired up fans. There's going to be like a live DJ. We know George will be in the beer garden, food trucks, exclusive merchandise you can get, and the energy of an event like this. What can fans expect to see from a place like this?
Well, it's the whole vibe down there is really cool. You got a bunch of people down there. There's great volleyball. Like you said, there's music, there's food. You bring your young kids down there. There's other volleyball courts down there to play on. Some of the pros will go down there in between their matches and go hang out with the kids or the parents that want some instruction and stuff. So it's like just a really good volleyball vibe down there. And the kids come free, so we charge, and charity is for the kids, so it goes to For the Kids, charity that's a local charity in Kansas City.
Good charity, yes.
So it goes to, all the proceeds go there. So it's something that Kansas City has never seen. I really encourage people to go down there and bring their kids and watch what really goes on there. Until you see it, you'll understand it.
You brought up a good charity, Steve, with the For the Kids. I've just recently, in the last couple of weeks, found out a lot about what they do and a lot about the resources that they can provide to people. Can you kind of just talk about that charity that you guys are supporting?
No, George can do that.
Okay, George?
No, I played in Kevin. You know Kevin Timmons?
I don't know. I don't know, but I know some of the people
he's the guy that I play in his golf tournament every year, and Tom Watson plays in it. He's had, oh my God, the funny golf commentator, the English guy. What's his name?
David Faraday.
Oh, God.
David Faraday.
David's been there before, and I've gotten to know David through Tom and through Kevin at his golf tournament. I think his golf tournament's like October 5th or October 6th.
It's coming up fast, yeah.
This year. Yeah, it's coming up fast. I'm going to play in that again. But I was just really impressed with what they did. And when Steve was looking for a charity, of course, there's so many charities in town, and I've been involved with ALS. And all of a sudden it was, a friend of mine mentioned For the Kids, and I said, yeah, that would be great because I'm really a fan of Kevin Timmons. So we opted to go with Kevin this year.
Awesome. That's fantastic. All right, George, before we let you guys get out of here, you going to the game on Saturday or on Sunday, I mean?
No, I'm not. I will be in the comfort of my basement, probably watching it on the big screen TV.
That's the way to do it, isn't it?
My kids all go. Jim and Steve. Steve's brother Jim's in town from Hermosa Beach. He came in for the volleyball tournament. So I'm entertaining them. They're not going to go to the game, but they're going to go out and tailgate with my kids.
Very good.
They want to see an Arrowhead. They want to see an Arrowhead tailgate.
Well, have them come by the bus.
We've got the best tailgate ever.
Well, we tell them to come by the bus. I'll get in touch with Jackson. We have people from Italy coming in from this game for their second Chiefs game.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
Where do you park at, Bob?
We're in Lot G on the west side of the stadium. On the kind of the median there. There's the road that kind of goes in between the two stadiums. We're always there. It's a red school bus. Has Chiefs on the side. You'll see Ralph out there. He drives the bus, and all of us will be there by, I don't know, 10 o'clock probably. The gates will open about 10:30. We'll go in. We'll be right there. So send everybody over the bus. These folks came in from Italy.
They will. My kids tailgate just west of the football stadium, just west of it.
Okay.
So they're in the parking lot right next to you, I think.
Perfect. We'll find them.
Steve, before we let you go,
I'll tell them to look for the big red. Hey, send me a text to where you guys are, and I'll give it to my kids.
All right,
They'll come over and say hi.
Okay.
And Steve, before we let you guys go, where can this be found? This wonderful 4v4 volleyball thing, and what can and what's everything about this invitation that you're doing, or this event that you're doing this weekend?
Yeah, it's you go to the website. We're doing it Shawnee Mission Volleyball. So it's the website is smvb.com, and you can buy the tickets online. If you're just going to show up, you can buy the tickets there at the gate. So they'll have a system, but it's smvb.com.
All right, fellas, take it easy, take care, and enjoy Sunday, guys.
All right, go Chiefs.
See you guys.
There's George and Steve. So
there it is.
They couldn't have gotten better weather for a volleyball.
I mean, my God, it's going to be great out there. Perfect weather.
Coming up on the other side, Nate Taylor of ESPN will join us. Plus, this seems like a really good Spags game. Do we trust him still? I hope so. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Chris Jones, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, let me tell you something. My friends over at Hy-Vee are excited for this weekend. It's the first home Chiefs game of the year, and that means when the Chiefs score, we all save. I just head to Hy-Vee the day after any game and score savings at the pump with my Hy-Vee Perks card. Win or lose, I earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. So if the Chiefs score 35 points, I'll save 35 cents a gallon when I spend $35 on groceries. So the more we score, the more we save. Only at Hy-Vee, and don't forget, it is Thursday, and that means steak night at Hy-Vee. You're going to get that perfectly seasoned steak, garlic mashed potatoes, and sweet corn for only $12. So get down to one of your local Hy-Vees. Let them do all the cooking for dinner tonight, only at Hy-Vee.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and I can't think of any other reason why this season has been perfect other than the fact that you have the ability to grab a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka at the K, and now you can get Surfside absolutely anywhere across the Royals network, including your favorite outlets in Kansas. Grab a delicious Surfside today. It's only 100 calories, and the best part, 0 bubbles, so that means 0 troubles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game or hanging out at a tailgate. Ask for Surfside at your local bar and liquor store and grab it at the game. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
You want to see the ring? Here, I have a picture. Wow, look at you. I know, right? Went to Hellsberg and customized the whole thing. Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, I showed them all her inspiration photos, picked the setting, the diamond. It's actually pretty fun. Now for the real hard part, asking her.
Well, congrats, buddy. The ring looks awesome.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Designed with care and craft since 1915.
Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Century Roofing remains the best roofing company to call for insurance claims from storm damage, roof repair, and inspections throughout Kansas City. They were just voted as both the best roofing company in Johnson County for the 4th straight year and the best roofing company in all of Kansas City by readers of the Johnson County Post and the KC Star. So trust the pillars of strength and go with locally owned and female-owned Century Roofing at CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Make it a tradition. Grab your friends or family and ring bells together for the Salvation Army. Just 2 hours can change lives this holiday season. Sign up today at registertoring.com. That's registertoring.com.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
After 40 years and more than 8,000 five-star reviews, Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter is your go-to company for home service needs. Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Choosing the best doctor for your eyes is one of the most important medical decisions you'll ever make. Whether you're considering blade-free LASIK, all laser cataract surgery, and premium lens implants, or want a world-renowned doctor to help with your glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, or diabetes, trust my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein. Call Silverstein Eye Centers to make an appointment, 816-358-3600. Experience the best eye care in Kansas City.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading into downtown, 670 eastbound gets heavy at the state line. Crawls over past 35 towards Main Street. 70 westbound also pretty heavy. Delays around Jackson Avenue. Intensifies at 18th Street and crawls into downtown on that side. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Diving right back into it. Thanks to George and Steve for explaining everything about their volleyball tournament. I always think of volleyball, I think of just goose and mad, baby. sunglasses, oiled skin, shirtless. Let's go. I love beach volleyball. I just don't have the body for it anymore. I get up the next morning and I can't even walk. You walk in the sand, man. Talk about a workout. Those football players do it in the offseason.
Try running in the sand, man. I tried that one time. Like, I got to bring my shoes. I'm going to go run in the sand. Yeah,
Sure.
That's not going to happen.
So we talk about this game against Philadelphia, and it seems like, man, there's going to be a lot of pressure, I think, on a lot of different people. But I think this is a game in which you go back to the old saying of in Spags we trust, because Max sent us that stat on Monday about quarterbacks with the most amount of time to throw the football. And number one in the NFL last week was?
That was Jalen Hurts by far, almost had 4 seconds to throw.
Right.
His ADOT was also extremely low.
Which means he's not throwing at just average depth of pass.
That's hard,
right?
yeah, not throwing far down the field.
So he's, nickeling and diming his receivers, and saw a little bit of that from Justin Herbert in the game on Friday night in Brazil, and pressure was an issue on Justin Herbert.
Contain was an issue on Justin Herbert, too.
And again, football people will tell you, and we'll have Nate Taylor on in about 7 minutes, that if you let a quarterback sit back and, read everything and have no pressure, it doesn't matter if it's Daniel Jones or if it's Justin Herbert, they'll find a way to beat you because they're professional players. They can sit back. They don't have anything to worry about. But if you can get somebody in his face and contain him, Jalen Hurts may be a different quarterback. Now, he's played very well against the Chiefs in years past. It hasn't been Saquon Barkley. Obviously, the only time they played against Saquon Barkley was in the Super Bowl, and it was not him that beat you. It was yourselves, and it was Jalen Hurts' arm. You have 2 wide receivers on that team that are very good in Smith and A.J. Brown. Both had what they would consider disappointing games for themselves. I mean, 1 catch for 8 yards was A.J. Brown. Fantasy owners know that too well. And I think when you look at this game, they've got a lot to prove offensively, and the Chiefs have a lot to prove defensively. And I think both teams would tell you that week 1 was not a image of what they plan on being throughout the regular season. And this is a game where I think if Spags can draw it up and really do his job and get Jalen Hurts a little shook back there, that's a big ask, right, for Spags to do. Rotating those defensive linemen in that you drafted, get pressures, all those things that Mac had mentioned on Monday about the 3 interior linemen. 68% of the time, 0 pressures.
Well, and that's where I'll jump in on you and say, it's not a Spags game. It's a player's game. They got to execute. The game plan will be there. It's whether or not the players go out and execute that game plan and play the position that they're supposed to play. Chris Jones didn't do that on Friday night. I don't know what he was doing on Friday night. He didn't show up in the box score, and then on the last play, he's not doing what he's supposed to. I have full confidence that Steve Spagnuolo is going to dial up the right game plan. I have no doubt in my mind he's got the track record to do so. Will the players go out there and execute the game plan? Because nobody gave the Giants a chance to beat the Patriots with Tom Brady. Steve Spagnuolo, defensive coordinator, dialed it up, shut down Tom Brady. How many times has he shut down Tom Brady in some of the best offenses out there right now? So I think this is what we do when we like players. We don't want to criticize those players. We'd rather criticize the coaches. It's easier that way. This needs to be a Chris Jones game. This needs to be a game where Chris Jones shows us why he is the best player on defense in the NFL. And for the last couple of years, really since the gambling thing has become legal in the state of Kansas, I always look at the Defensive Player of the Year odds, right? And I always want to see where Chris Jones is going to be ranked. 2 years ago, he's pretty damn high. Last year, not so much. This year, 66-1 to start the season. This week, 75-1 to be the Defensive Player of the Year. If he's going to be considered by many to be the greatest defensive lineman in the game today, then he needs to play like the greatest defensive lineman in the game today, and he needs to take over this game. Spags is going to give them the cheat code. Spags is going to give them the answers to the test. They have to be willing to go out there and then execute all of that kind of stuff. And so for me, it starts and ends with Chris Jones. I need a Chris Jones game this week. And then George Karlaftis, bro, you got paid. It's like the spotlight's kind of on you now too. Like they're going to put you in the right position. I don't want to hear that, I just went underneath instead of outside. And like those are big mistakes that happen in a game that determine the outcome of the game. So I need these guys to go in and first of all, play sound fundamental football. I know that sounds Binkley-like, but that's what you got to do. You got to understand your assignment, do your job. Don't worry about anybody else's job. Focus on what you got to do. But also, we always talk about the Mahomes magic. I need some Chris Jones magic in this game, man. Everybody's kind of talking about the offense not getting the job done and Worthy being hurt. This defense still gave up 27 points and pooped the bed in the biggest moment possible with your best player possible at the end of the game. I need a Chris Jones game in this one.
I also think this is a heavy linebackers game. And
Could
I know
be.
Nate Taylor will be on the show because he's getting ready to come on the show. But again, you look at Nick Bolton. Your assignment this week is going to be Dallas Goedert. Tranquil, Gelati, your assignment is going to be Saquon Barkley or, spying Jalen Hurts. And to me, it's on those three guys. You brought Nick Bolton back to be a cornerstone of this defense. We remember last year, tight ends early in the season were cooking Nick Bolton. Dallas Goedert is an aging tight end, but he can still do his thing. Saquon Barkley, we know who he is. Tranquil, Chanel, you guys are going to be out there as well, and you can't let Jalen Hurts dictate what he wants to do. If you can put him in a corner and put him back and make him actually think about it and not actually just be back there and comfortable and all that, it's going to be a long day. But let's get to Nate Taylor of ESPN.
He's the only man in history to win a race in a hot dog costume and break national NFL news. Here's Nate Taylor from ESPN with Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. We dive right into it. Nate Taylor here of ESPN. Nate Taylor, am I right or wrong that I'm putting too much pressure on these linebackers in this crucial game against the Philadelphia Eagles?
No. I think you're doing a good of service to everyone to remind people that the Eagles are built on the threat of running and then the execution of Jalen Hurts to pass the ball when given the opportunity and, of course, the time, like you guys talked about a little bit ago. So, no, I mean, it'd be nice if the linebackers played well in the home opener on Sunday against the Eagles in the Super Bowl rematch. One of the things that I know you guys just mentioned this too, but it was really remarkable how Steve Spagnuolo and the defense in the Super Bowl did such a good job on Saquon Barkley that you thought you were going to put Jalen Hurts in sort of like do or die situations. The problem was it was an absolute disaster on offense. So that really didn't, play a ton of factor into the game. But you're hoping for a similar performance, right? You don't want Saquon Barkley to get really, really going, but at the same time, too, you also need to cover Dallas Goedert and have the ability to, create a turnover, create a big moment. I know that's what you're asking for, Bob, whether it's from Chris Jones or somebody else, but they're going to have to, support the offense really, really well in order for this team not to go 0-2.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a question like I'm a father, okay? And I think you'll understand that because you got the two little ones running around as well. I'm looking at Chris Jones last week, out of position, not doing what he's supposed to do, and I'm thinking to myself, aren't you too old to be doing this? Like, haven't we talked about this before? Like, why are we still doing this? You're a teenager now.
Yeah, and I think that's why Drew Tranquil kind of lost his mind in front of all of us, because he too is a father and has kids, and so does Chris Jones. So it's a great analogy where you're just like, we've talked about this. I've showed you. Like, why are you doing this? Why? Now I get it from Chris' standpoint where he's like, I feel like I gotta make a play. I gotta get the ball back to the offense, but it's 3rd and 14. It's not 3rd and 4, right? I think if the situation was different, if it was even 3rd and 7, I would be a little bit more lenient to Chris Jones, saying like, hey, I beat my guy one-on-one. I got the matchup I wanted. I created pressure. Hey, if we didn't tackle him, that's too bad. But when it's 3rd and 14, he can't get the first down scrambling when you're the one who flushed him out of the pocket. And I understand why Spags really didn't have a spy, because again, it's 3rd and 14. Like,
right,
you got to cover people. And Laetitia had issues earlier in the game, covering receivers downfield when they weren't running into one another. So if your coordinator's not going to have a spy, and for one of the few times in the entire game, you cover the receivers, all you got to do is just make the quarterback check it down. And so that is just containing the pocket. I think this will do a really bit of good for the Chiefs, honestly, because those mistakes are just so unusual to what we've come to know this team for the last 3 years, that doing it on a international stage in the first game of the season, if that can't wake you up and refocus you, then the Chiefs have a lot bigger problems. But I think it will do them a bit of good to be focused against the world champs and know that, like, hey, the Chargers did what they were supposed to do, but you honestly could have played better, and everybody knows that.
feels like a game to kind of refocus everybody. Embarrassed in the Super Bowl, embarrassed on national television. We really haven't seen this team embarrassed kind of 2 weeks in a row, if you will, like they kind of have been over the last couple of weeks. I feel like this is one of those games, one of these moments where you kind of refocus and we see maybe that Mahomes of old, if you will, that kind of that Chiefs magic that we're used to, and they come out and they're ready to put on a display because they've been kicked in the nuts all week by everybody.
What a phrase. It's so true. It would be nice if they got off to a fast start. Again, I know it's 2 games, and I know it's just week 1. But it would be really nice if they got a lead. You know, they didn't get a lead in the Super Bowl, and it just sort of snowballed. That obviously was basically an avalanche. And then last week it was like, well, because of the nature of Xavier Worthy's injury, and we pretty much know he's not going to play against the Eagles, but because of the nature of that injury, it was very much like, oh no, not again. Like, please not again. And oh, by the way, the Chargers are going right up and down the field. And before you kind of regroup, it's 10-0, right? And a 10-point lead in the NFL is significant. So there are issues that they have, but they got to have a faster start in Arrowhead.
Let me talk about, as we here on 96.5 The Fan, we're talking to Chiefs beat writer for ESPN, Nate Taylor. Nate, let me talk about my biggest problem, and I think it's your biggest problem, and I know it's probably got the fingers cramping up every single game. How about right tackle Jawaan Taylor? What is the leash on him? How many times more can he get away with this? The penalty yards, the false starts, the holdings. What's the shelf life of Jawaan Taylor?
Ooh, I mean, this has got to be, a real conversation that they're having at 11 p.m. Maybe like the custodial staff is gone. There are no players in the facility at this point. And it's really just coach and Andy Heck, the offensive line coach, and maybe Tom Melvin, tight ends, Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator. And you just say, okay, the front office has done us a really nice service of having a legitimate, overqualified 6 offensive lineman. And I know he plays left tackle because he learned under Trip Williams in San Francisco for 4 years. We did have him split reps in training camp at right tackle. So
right.
Traditionally, ladies and gentlemen, I like to say give your team 4 weeks. Give your team 4 weeks to really understand what's good about the team, what's bad about the team, what actually can be improved from week 5 on versus, let's just scrap that from the playbook. It don't look right with this collection of players. But man, given everything we know and given, the knee injury that Jawaan Taylor had to play through last year, okay, bud, you're technically supposed to be healthy, but you can't be the most penalized offensive lineman in the league again. You just can't. So now I think I'm in a place where, you know what, guys? We'll see how it goes on Sunday. The starting lineup is not changing for the Eagles. I think the game that really is the spotlight is once again Sunday Night Football in Week 3 against the Giants. And there's Chris Collinsworth. And I just wonder, guys, if it's a standalone game, prime time, no one else, everybody's watching. And again, the Giants have a pretty good defensive line with Dexter Lawrence and all those guys. So again, not even though the Giants aren't good, that's a good part of their actual team. Man, if it doesn't improve in the next 2 weeks for a veteran NFL player who started the majority of his career, I think it's understandable to say, hey, maybe for week 4 against Baltimore, we just want to see what it looks like with Jalen Moore on the field instead of you. And if is that the course of action we have to go to as a last resort with Jawaan Taylor, then I guess you have to do it. I would usually give a guy 4 weeks, but it might be 3. And he should have no issues on Sunday. I want to make that clear too. You're at home, the crowd will not be a factor. You're not on a foreign land. You've played this team literally 6 months ago. There's just not a lot of excuses, guys, that I can sort of couch. So see how it goes on Sunday. If it gets worse or it stays the same Sunday, and the following week in New York, then I can't stop the herd from overtaking the decisions from the coaching staff.
Let's look at the running back position. Didn't get utilized all that much against the Chargers. Do you think we see more utilization of those guys, and do we have enough at that position right now?
Well, fellas, I asked Andy Reid this, and I don't think I made him happy yesterday.
Oh, were you the one that asked the question? I said it was Vahe, so I apologize if you were the one that asked the question.
It was me, and I was just like, hey, you wanna further? I think I could have phrased it better, so I'll be accountable, ladies and gentlemen. But I did want to say, hey, okay, everybody, yes, we want to get an update on Worthy, and yes, we want to see what's going on with the offense and whose responsibility was what, and okay, you don't want to. Obviously there's a Super Bowl rematch. But, Coach, what about the running backs? Was basically how I started. And I was like, you want to further evaluate that, right? Because you can't really evaluate that with 10 plays or 10 carries between Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. And he was just like, yeah, Nate. It's just like, thanks, Coach. Cool. You're good. Okay, I can put it in my notebook. They're going to run the ball more than 10 times to a running back.
Right.
So they have to. And I think that was one of the few mid-game adjustments they actually missed. Because if you look in the second half, once they got into the locker room, boy, that coaching staff got to work. Mahomes, as we know, was excellent. They went, touchdown, field goal. And if they get the ball back, we're pretty confident Mahomes is driving down for a game-winning touchdown.
Right.
So they did fine at halftime. But I think in that second quarter, what they could have done was actually run the ball more to just, hey, slow the pace down, get your quarterback comfortable, start figuring out, hey, what is our personnel packages for third down? Let's not have, there's a couple 3rd and 10s in the first quarter, early second quarter, and you're like, well, the reason it's 3rd and 10 is because you don't know what receivers is running what routes, because Xavier Worthy was a huge part of the game plan, and you're not handing the ball off to make the game easy or simple for the coaching staff and the quarterback. So, hey, get off to a fast start against the Eagles. You do not want Jalen Carter against Kingsley Suamazia one-on-one on 3rd and 10. You know how you can mitigate that? Have it be 3rd and 4.
Right.
Run the ball once, or set up your bubble screens. Do your traditional screens to Pacheco or to Kareem Hunt. We all know Andy Reid likes running screen plays. So hey, give the running game a little bit more variety. Trust those guys. I think Josh Simmons can actually be a better run blocker early in this rookie season than even a pass blocker, which is, I think, saying something because he actually did pretty well for that to be his first game last week against the Chargers and, of course, Khalil Mack. So he wasn't embarrassing. So, hey, offensive linemen would like to go forward, especially early in the game, set a tempo, set a intensity, and just mix it up a little bit and then let Mahomes, carry you in the second half.
Nate, real quick, one or the other, who plays more, Gelati or Brashard Smith?
Ooh, if it was up to me, it'd be Gelati.
Okay.
Anybody, somebody, anybody. Like, if I'm Joe Cullen, I'm screaming at Mike Dana and George Karlaftis specifically. I'll give Charles Omenihu a little bit of a break because, hey, he's
not used to week 1.
Yeah, right. Like, hey, we're just happy you're healthy and in uniform, right?
No doubt.
But for Mike Dana and George Karlaftis, nah, man, I got to see better out of you. Because if I don't see better out of you, I'm playing the kid more, right?
No doubt.
He had a couple good stops in the second quarter specifically, and then they didn't really play him in the second half just because, hey, you're a rookie. Let's just take this thing slow. But hey, if there's a chance of us going 0-2, I got to play the kid because he at least showed a lot of power, and he didn't show like that the moment was too big for him, which I think is a big thing. Like, hey, didn't make any mental mistakes, made a couple tackles, pressured the quarterback when he had an opportunity. Hey, we got to see more from Mike Dana and George Karlaftis so that you don't feel the need that you have to play Ashley Gelati too much too soon. But that would be my pick right now.
No doubt. That is Nate Taylor, the Chiefs beat writer for ESPN. Nate, stay safe and have a good one on Sunday. We'll talk to you next Thursday.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
Thanks, Nate.
That is Nate Taylor there. Join us every Thursday, 8:20. Coming up on the other side, Chiefs not ready. Well, Andy mentioned something on Wednesday. We'll dive into it on the other side here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at Underdog are ready for you, and they're available to play right now, today, this moment in the state of Missouri. So when you're sitting at the game on Sunday, if you want to play on the Underdog app, you can, because football is back, and Underdog is the best place to select entries and win money all season long. And it's available in the state of Missouri. Now, playing on Underdog is simple. Just choose whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats, like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more, and get your entries right. And you could win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play with as little as $1. And on the Underdog app, you can do what I do. Combine entries from multiple sports into one selection and see how you do. So download the app today and sign up with promo code BOB to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5 with promo code BOB. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over in present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
That leaf pile is 100 feet tall. Your dad can't handle this. Not without the right equipment.
Yard work piling up? Gear up for fall with John Deere. Get $750 off select mowers, $2,000 off select Gator UVs, and $3,000 off select compact tractors.
Did I hear your dad got a John Deere? Yep, bad day to be a leaf pile.
Gear up for fall at an authorized John Deere dealer, now through September 30th. Learn more at johndeere.com/gearupforfall.
Hey friends, it's noisy out there with information coming at us all day, every day. It's hard to know what to trust, and the world of wealth management is no exception. That's why UMB Private Wealth Management helps you tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. They'll create a financial plan based on your unique goals, so it's your voice that comes through loud and clear. Get financial clarity. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule an appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life, and fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Heartland Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Week 1 is in the books as the football season is in full swing. No matchup in Week 2 is bigger than the rematch of the big game from last season. Philadelphia will travel to Kansas City in hopes of proving that they're still atop of the league, while Kansas City hopes to get revenge. Who will come out on top in this rematch to get their season on the right path? It's Your Journey is brought to you by Hyundai. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on now. Get deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Don't miss out. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting new ways you can make this pro football season unforgettable. Shoot your shot with same-game parlays, call your plays like a pro with live betting, or bet on a market you didn't know existed thanks to BetMGM Originals. You'll be on the edge of your seat from the very first snap, no matter what type of fan you are. Earn BetMGM rewards points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Never settle for the ordinary. Sign up today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Specific promotional offers are not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Shawnee Mission Ford. On a mission to do more, view our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. Kansas side in Olathe, 35 northbound heavy from Old 56 Highway towards 119th Street. At Shawnee Mission Ford, you get it all, a great selection of new Fords, plus a lifetime powertrain warranty, along with the 1-year Select Plus protection. View our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com. From America, for America, Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to save you more. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Slapping bass, moving along. Andy mentioned it on Wednesday. I still can't spell it, can't say it. Guys won't show up with no energy again. Kelsey addressed it, saying he wasn't ready for the first drive. That's interesting. Well, they better be ready Sunday, because not being ready is not an excuse to any of us here on this show.
It's not an excuse to anybody anymore. Like, we heard they weren't ready after the Super Bowl, and then we're hearing the same kind of stuff again, after that game. And listening to Travis yesterday on the New Heights podcast kind of talk about, I just wasn't there, or whatever the terminology that he used, and, wasn't ready. And I'm like, God, that's 13 years in the league. You can't be saying you weren't ready. And then Andy having to address it at the podium yesterday, I thought was a very kind of eye-opening thing, which makes me feel really good about being a Chiefs fan, is that Andy Reid and the team, they're understanding, and they know that they didn't come out with the right attitude. And a lot of playing in these games in the NFL is coming out with that, that right mindset. I mean, I think sometimes when you're in life, no matter what it is that you do, and you have success like they've had for long-term sustained success, sometimes maybe you just think, hey, we're just going to throw our hats out there and we're going to win because we've had this long-term sustained success. And then sometimes you get kicked in the mouth and you realize, okay, we're going to have to change the way that we approach these things. We're going to have to come out fast. We're going to have to come out with a fiery start. We're going to come out with a buzz that we didn't have over these last couple of games. And so that's why I think we're going to see something different on Sunday. I think we're going to see a team that comes out possessed. The coach is pissed, clearly. The tight end is pissed, clearly. The quarterback was pissed after the game from everything I've been told. You had two players yelling at two other players. They're pissed out there. So I just think because everybody is so aggravated with the way that they played, it's time to put your foot in the dirt and say, all right, we're stopping this. That was one. It ain't becoming freaking two out there on Sunday.
Yeah, because, Mac will tell you as well, Travis Kelce was out of position when he hit Xavier Woods.
Travis admitted to it.
Yeah, and he's, he'll even tell you, I wasn't in there. He's injured now because of me, because of the route that I ran. That's a 13-year veteran.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff can happen. And a team that I always think, practices, perfection at best possible in the NFL. That's not been that team the last two times. The last two times that we've seen them play football.
Yeah, it really is. It's not been what we're used to with them. And I think that's why maybe some folks are a little squirmish about what we're seeing right now, because it hasn't been what we've been used to seeing. I think in the last two games, we've seen a team that maybe has taken it for granted a little bit, and that's human nature. It happens. They've had so much success. They're used to just winning. No matter what happens, they find ways to win games. And maybe having that game in week one instead of, remember the Denver game last year, the blocked field goal, they won that game. We all lost our minds. It was fantastic. Best regular season game I've ever been to. But maybe it would have been better had they lost that game. Maybe they would have gone on and won that Super Bowl. Maybe they would have realized at that point in time, okay, not everything is going to turn out to a win no matter what we do. And maybe they got that wake-up call. Instead of having that wake-up call in Week 9 or Week 10 against Denver this year, they had it in Week 1 against the Chargers. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather have that game in Week 1 that puts a stop down to everything, and Andy Reid can say, see, this is what I've been telling you about, as opposed to having a win and them not understanding that they still need to do some things better. And so maybe this is that game, as we've talked about with the KU example before. Maybe that's the game that kind of wakes them up and they realize, all right, coach is right. We got to start following what we're supposed to do. I got to do my job. I can't get outside of myself. I'm looking at you, Chris Jones. I'm looking at you, Travis Kelce. Like, the two biggest mistakes of the game were made by two of your three most important players on the field. It's one thing for, Chenault or, whatever his name is to make a mistake.
Chanel.
But, a rookie to have a mistake, right? Leviticus or whatever that guy's name is, who you were talking about, only got 3 plays the other day. Like, if that guy's making mistakes, that's okay. He hasn't played before. But when you have 13-year veteran Travis Kelce not running the right route, and 9-year veteran Chris Jones way out of position, that's 2 of your top 3 players in this organization, not just currently, but in the history of your organization, making those 2 big mistakes. Those are the 2 guys that got to get focused. And I'm glad both of them realize that they made those colossal mistakes, because hearing them both talk about it too is very eye-opening, and everybody else on that roster can go, well, if those 2 are mitten to effing up, I got to take solace in myself as well, and I can't be effing up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that wake-up call that you mentioned to the Broncos, or that could have happened against the Broncos, that happened to us Week 1, I agree. I'm glad it happened because they won all those games last year. It wasn't just the Broncos, it was the Chargers.
They won 10 games by a score.
Yes, it was the Ravens. It was, and not just like by a score, it was like, okay, the craziest things just happened for the Chiefs
Raiders
to win.
Fumbled the snap.
Raiders fumbled the snap.
Toe out of bounds.
A big toe out of bounds. Jamar Chase has a
Doink.
meltdown. A doink. Yes, all of these things. And we go, wow, the Chiefs really know how to win games. Part of that's true, but maybe part of me, and this is my pessimism leaking in, and you can tell me I'm wrong and crazy and to calm down, and I get it.
And I will.
And that's fine, but part of me is saying, okay, well, did we misjudge this team from last year because they won a bunch of close games? Were they actually not as good as maybe we all, most of us at least, propped them up to be, and now their issues weren't solved, and here we are, and this team's not going to win 10 one-score games?
It's you can legitimately take that any way you want and make a case on both sides, because I would look at that and say, they know how to win close games. They won close games. They got it done. All games in the NFL are close. You could look at it from the other side and say, they got lucky, But I would also look at it, they're also veteran guys. They figured out a way. Like the Denver Bronco win, I don't want to take away from Tube on that one. I mean, that's your guy Dave Tube out there, man.
Yeah,
and give Tube credit, too, for getting that field goal team out there.
That was electric.
I mean, I hate to be
I know that I'm hard.
Yes.
That was amazing.
I hate to be the geek in the room on this one because we got Mac. But, hearing Andy yesterday talk about how they practiced that field goal.
That was awesome.
Like, if that doesn't, continue to tell you why they're better than everybody else at what they do, they legitimately practice it. Andy's like, yeah, we need he had it down to a science. And that's hearing that yesterday, I'm like, all right, they're back into this thing. I'm getting excited again. They know all the tricks of the trade. They're going to be ready for all these scenarios. They're a great coaching staff. They're going to be fine going against the Philadelphia Eagles. But like Dave Tobe, man, give him credit for having that. Because I even, kind of took a note on that on Friday, had the game turned out differently, and they won that game. That would have been a huge talking point about how the Chiefs have another advantage over everybody. Because Dave, 2 times now in the last calendar year, Dave Tobe has pulled plays out of his pocket. You're like, man, I don't know if another special teams coach is able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, look, defensive line, pressure, offensive line, contain. Those are your key factors of the game, in my opinion. I know I've talked about the linebackers. I think they have a huge assignment this weekend, but if the D-line can actually create pressure, it's a domino effect, right? It makes the secondary's job easier. And we know that there are going to be 2 wide receivers in this game for the opponent that are going to be absolutely able to take over a game, whether it's Smith, whether it's Brown. I think that when you look at this game and you talk about leadership, you talk about being ready, you talk about, pessimism and all this sort of stuff, the trenches is where you win this game this week, and that's what's got to step up. You need to see that rotation. You need to see if that right tackle he gets. I mean, let's call it what it is. Let's say the Chiefs get the ball in the first drive, 3rd and 4, False start, 71, out.
74. Yeah, you're out.
You're out.
I don't know. Nate Taylor said, hey, week 4 or whatever,
I'm with you.
3rd and 4, first drive, false start, 74, done. Helmet in the locker room. You can stand there and watch, but you're not coming back on the field.
I don't hate that at all.
No.
Because you have a backup. You have an option. You have somebody available,
paying
right?
him a good amount, too.
And you're paying the guy, right? So you have an option out there. If I'm Juwan Taylor, I know I can't make one mistake in this game from a pre-snap standpoint or even a holding standpoint.
And we'll see how that affects him mentally.
Yeah, and
penalties.
any sort of penalties.
Nothing, everything.
And then you try to play a perfect game. You know what happens. You don't. You end up making mistakes, and it just compounds it, and it gets worse. I'm not willing to wait for week 4 for Juwan Taylor. And I'm a Juwan Taylor fan.
Same.
But if he goes out there and has those pre-snap penalties, sorry, man, you're now hurting 10 other people on the field, 76,000 in attendance, and 43 other players.
You're going to hear a pair of mic hit the ground if that happens.
You're not only affecting the 10 players outside of you on the offensive side, you're putting that defensive side right back out there.
Well, that's the other thing, too. They need a break.
Yeah, dude. And they're going against Jalen Carter and that defensive line and all those guys. You can't go 3 and out, and the reason being because you had 3rd and 4, your favorite down. Can't have 3rd and 4 where you've got so many options no matter who the wide receivers are, and then you go to 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9.
Yeah.
You just can't have that.
No.
You just
because now you're in a huge passing situation, and everybody knows.
And then that D line pins their ears back, and Mahomes is doing what he did in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Cannot have 74.
And that's why running the football is so important in this game. Did they run the football in the Super Bowl?
Didn't have time.
They didn't have time. They also didn't have an opportunity because they were down right away.
They didn't get to establish anything. They have to do that. They have to start because the wide receivers won't be able to play beat man coverage either. I mean, they struggle with that with their starters out there. So
no doubt about it. Coming up on the other side, Worthy's going to be out, but who do we think needs to step up? I'm going to give you a name. I'm going to give you a name, Mac, that's going to make you think, hey, Dusty did his homework here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
My friends over at QC Kinetics want to help you feel better, and they're going to do it with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. So you know what it's like getting up every morning and you're in pain. You're like, the pain's going to dominate the day. It's going to tell me what I can do and what I can't do. Well, we're done with that, right? QC Kinetics wants you to flip the script. They use regenerative medicine, advanced cellular treatments that help your body heal and restore the damage in your joints, not cover it up, not cut it out, actually help heal and restore. And the results are long-term lasting relief. So instead of planning your day around pain, plan it around life. Plan it around doing the things that you want to do, and don't plan it around saying, well, I don't know if I can because my knee hurts or my back hurts or my shoulder hurts. QC Kinetics has no surgery, no drugs, no long-term recovery, just a smarter, natural way to get your freedom back. So grab your MRI and your x-rays, and they'll make sure you're a good candidate. Your first consultation is free, so there's no reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics now at 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. Appointments available on Saturday with QC Kinetics.
This football season, it's big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th Street in Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut with same-day delivery coming soon. Life's too short to settle for lame grocery store meat. Your tailgate is made for more. Choose Booth Creek, always open at Booth Creek Wagyu.
Say goodbye to dealerships and private sale tire kickers when you sell your car to GiveMeTheVin.com. Now we're even better with the GiveMeTheVin.com big cash giveaway. Win $25,000 in cash every month. Sell us your car to increase your odds of winning. No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com.
You don't need to be a financial MVP right out of the gate. At Main Street Credit Union, we're here to coach you through it. No matter where you're at, lining up for your first play or deep in the game, we'll help you move the ball forward. From building credit to launching a business. Because here, it's not just about money, it's about progress and having a team that's got your back. Learn more at mainstreetcu.org.
I am the greatest fan in KU history.
I'm the greatest fan in K-State history.
I only wear crimson and blue.
I drive a purple car.
This will never be settled.
That's why Kansas Lottery has the Rivalry Riches Scratch Ticket. You could win up to $50,000 instantly and great game day experiences through the Kansas Lottery Play-On app.
I have a Jayhawk tattooed on the arm of a Jayhawk that's tattooed on my arm.
All my children are named Willie. See kslottery.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365.
This hour's sports report is brought to you by Bet365. Bet365 is officially live in the Sunflower State. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus in partnership with Kansas Star Casino.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Kansas side, 35 northbound, heavy in Olathe around Old 56 Highway. Slow up towards 119th Street with a stalled reporting. 435 eastbound, very slow as you make your way from 69 Highway out towards Metcalf. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, this is Patrick Mahomes. Catch me every Tuesday with CDOT at 3:15, right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
9 o'clock hour here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey with you as well. Damn, glad to have you. One more day till Friday. Gotta love that. Almost there, almost there, almost there. From the 785, why do you guys call him Tube? Was one of you being Daryl and accidentally called him that? Well, if you go back to the show about a couple months ago, Mac was talking about the special teams, and he just accidentally said, Dave Tobe. So that's the answer to that question.
He made a mistake, and it stuck.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Dave Tobe.
Tobe.
Yeah. So there you go.
You guys both did Tobe.
We're here to answer questions.
There it is.
913-586-7965.
All right, here we go. Yeah, well, you mentioned Dave Tobe.
Tobe.
It's good, man. It's stuck. It's funny.
It's great. Yeah.
It's great. I was in it for some reason, man. I was ready to go. Dave Tobe.
Yeah. Dave Tobe.
Yeah, you were ready. You were Spitfire hot take with Dave Tobe, and it came out Dave Tube. Oh, no.
Dang it.
Where's all my credibility?
What?
BBL Stinky. That's good.
We've got a lot of drops on this show.
Yeah.
I didn't say the word clock one day. We got that one in the system as well.
Yes.
Alex Gold has a big dinger. That's because there was a dinger bet for home runs on FanDuel. By the way, Alex Gold will join us here in about 10 minutes or so. They are live at Rally House on remote today, so they won't be in studio. Now the jingle will be in everybody's head for the rest of the
your
effing
city,
day.
it's your house, it's your Rally House.
Chiefs Royals K-State makes Casey great.
I love watching the other broadcast and seeing the other cities that have Rally House and then trying to fit the same jingle in with their teams.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Pirates, Steelers, Penguins, and more. They got the one in Pittsburgh. I think it's outstanding. There's one in Texas. The Astros, the Rangers, the Longhorns, the and it continues on and on because there's 85 teams down there. They've done a great job, man. That's a Kansas City business that's taken over the world.
Love it.
From a sporting goods standpoint. Love those folks over at Rally House. They do such an amazing job, and they've done a great job of growing that company. So I always find it fun when I see other games and I'm watching other broadcasts to see their commercials. I'm like, those are our guys, because everybody in the commercial is a KC person, too.
For the text line.
Hey, Daryl.
That's right. Yeah. sorry that truck driving and coal mining are not jobs of. Anyways, no Xavier Worthy we're thinking this week, and no Jalen Royals. At least that's what the report would say. If we're reading between the lines, we obviously know Xavier Worthy's definitely not going to play. We don't know. We know. And Jalen Royals out, a receiver that could be an option. So I ask you guys, who's a name or names that you want to see step up in a role maybe they're not comfortable with, but the best way to get comfortable is being uncomfortable?
Yeah, Hollywood Brown for me. You're now the veteran wide receiver on this team,
10 for
right?
99.
And had a great first night, and that's kind of in my notes. Pick up from where you left off, man. He was fantastic once, Xavier Worthy went down. And this week he will be listed as doubtful. Next week, probably questionable. I think we got a really good opportunity to see him play next week just from talking to people around the team and whatnot. So I think this is kind of a short-lived thing with Xavier Worthy being out. But I want Hollywood Brown to do it, man. Like, you're the veteran wide receiver. You need your veterans to step up in those crucial situations. Kind of a crucial situation this week, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me, I'll go a couple of ways here because I think Xavier Worthy, one, we all know how great he is and how much he means to this offense. It's going to be tough for just one guy to step that up. We're talking about 7, 8, 9 catches for a guy like Xavier. So I'm going to go Tyquan Thornton for the deep portion of Xavier's role. That deep ball, taking the top off. We saw it once on Friday night. We've talked about it in training camp. The team really likes him. He showed up. He showed up.
No, they really like Tyquan Thornton.
Well, I don't think that.
Yeah, well, it is true, Jay.
It's true,
yeah, no, they do because I've had talks with some folks and they like his speed a lot. You could tell the timing was off with him and Patrick Mahomes because I think Mahomes is on the timing for Worthy, and Worthy's the fastest guy in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so when you've got the fastest guy in the NFL and then you've got the third fastest guy in the NFL, there's a gap there. And so that's why that timing was off between those two. To me, that wasn't because they weren't on the same page. That's because Patrick Mahomes that was a play that was for Xavier Worthy. All of those Tyquan Thornton deep balls that we saw in the game, those were all Xavier Worthy plays that were in the playbook that they couldn't use with Xavier Worthy because he got hurt.
Yeah, saw that diving catch. That throw may have been for Xavier,
That's
too.
That's a touchdown if Xavier Worthy kept
100%. 100%. And then Kelsey, get open underneath, get catch. I mean, I know he had a good game, but it wasn't a great game. They're going to need to have him.
Well, he had 2 catches.
Exactly. They need to have him 5, 6 catches. That's going to need to be Travis. You got to get open, dude. You have to get open.
Yeah, you got to be the guy. You can't run the wrong route. You can't knock somebody out of the game. And look, I think that refocuses Travis Kelce too. Again, being around this team for the last decade, as much as we have, you hear things, you see things, you recognize things. Travis Kelce's down and out for what he did to Xavier Worthy. That tells me, all right, man, I'm putting on the Superman cape. Let's go. And Chris Jones kind of down and out for the way that he played in that game. Put on your damn Superman cape. Let's go.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I've got a couple names that I want to see step up. I think there's been a couple of times we've seen this this season and in the past. Juju's a name, right? For those of you that are out there, and we'll talk to Alex Gold about this as well for the Chiefs game. Juju's a guy, man. He's the equivalent to what Travis Kelce will run, but in the receiver position, maybe in the slot a little bit. Maybe they line him up outside, have him do the long over the field if Mahomes can get time to do that. But Juju always seems to step up when you need somebody, right? In the Super Bowl when they beat Philadelphia, big game. And the game last week, big game for Juju Smith-Schuster, as we'll probably add our 3-leg parlay. Maybe I stick to the Juju well. I don't know. The other guy I'd like to see step up, because we were talking to, I believe it was Binkley on Wednesday, and he was talking about how they had the 3 tight end sets out there, and they didn't throw the tight ends.
Didn't throw them.
Noah Gray, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you are the bridge gap between the next tight end that will come in and learn things after Travis Kelce has departed from this team. And Noah Gray, you might be the guy they trust for a couple years. You might be the guy that becomes the tight end 1 on this team. Go out there and be one. You're a big body guy. You have trust with Patrick Mahomes. You don't drop the ball. You can go out there and make a difference. And if you can let Noah Gray for a couple of weeks, again, I don't need to see 15 games of Noah Gray balling, but I'd like to see these moments.
But what if he's really good? I would like to see it too.
That'd be sick if that happens, and you fall into this, happy accident, as Bob Ross would say that.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe this is one of those things where, we got Xavier Worthy hurt, but now we have to realize that we've got these other options that we can disguise and do these little gimmicky plays that sometimes the Chiefs do. And all of a sudden in the game on Sunday, it's 7:30 and the Chiefs are victorious. And you're like, what was something that stood out? And you're like, well, no, great, 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown. Where was that week 1? Well, that's why they didn't win the game, because they didn't have other options. They didn't plan for it because they had Xavier Worthy in the option. Now they don't. The drawing board's different. I'd like to see Noah Gray get a little bit more action.
And I'll kind of piggyback that and say all the tight ends would be good. Get your guy Bob involved, Tanyan,
Bob.
be nice to see him kind of get involved. just because you had a wide receiver go down doesn't mean it has to be the wide receiver that steps it up.
Right.
I just like the veteran in Hollywood Brown. I'd love to see the running backs, quite frankly, step it up. I'd love to see a 50-50 split in runs versus passes this weekend, like a legit 50-50 split, not 22 runs and 35 passes or something like that. Give me 30 runs. Give me 30 passes. If they keep it like that, now you're running a balanced offense, and Philadelphia can't utilize that defensive line. But you got to get the run going early, man. Come on, Andy, let's go.
And utilize the running backs in the pass game too. Make it easy for your quarterback. Make it easy to pick up 4 or 5 yards. We heard Jay Binkley yesterday. Brashard Smith was a wide receiver at SMU for 3 years before he turned to a running back. He knows how to run a route.
Yep.
And then hopefully we're all having the same conversation we had after the quarterbacks play.
Hey, man, what did you make of Mahomes yesterday? Was that his best performance ever?
It was in week 1. He was one of the best quarterbacks under pressure. Coming up on the other side, we will get to Alex Goldis. He's got some bets for you. And don't forget, college football coverage on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light and Tanners are teaming up to make every college game day legendary. Every Saturday, rep your college team, catch every play, and enjoy $15 buckets only at a Kansas area Tanners location. Bud Light and Tanners, from the stands to the bar, your game day headquarters. Alex Gold coming up on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow Service are just a phone call away from when you need them the most, right? When your car breaks down or you run out of gas or you get into an accident or maybe your car just doesn't start. It's panic time. The first thing you think of is, I don't know what to do. I've got things to do today. Oh, my goodness, who should I call? The answer is pretty simple. It's Jay's Southland Tow. So I want you to get your phone out now and put their number in it. So when you do have that car trouble, you're ready to call them, and they'll be there as soon as you dial. 816-779-4TOW. That's the telephone number to Jay's Southland Tow. You can also check them out at southlandtow.com. And it doesn't matter where you are in the metro area, Jay's will be there for you. They were there for us, about a year and a half ago. Blew a tire, needed help. Called Jay's Southland Tow. 5:20 on a Friday. By 6 o'clock, we were on our way and ready to go. That's the kind of service you can expect at Jay's Southland Tow. So put that number in your phone, 816-779-4TOW, or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, and Tammy from the Weston, it's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Why is Macy's one-day sale the one sale you can't miss? For starters, you'll find our best prices of the month on fall's top trends, like $99.99 for trenches and barn jackets, diamond bracelets $249, and for cozy nights in, comfy sheets at $19.99 and under. Plus, it's Star Money Bonus Days, when Star Rewards members can earn Star Money faster. Not a member yet? Join for free online or in-store. Don't miss Macy's one-day sale tomorrow. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Our Best Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Our Best. We believe.
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hey friends, I'm Sharon McMahon, host of Here's Where It Gets Interesting. Each week, I speak with authors, experts, and thought leaders on everything from American history and democracy to how to be a better person on the internet. And don't miss my extremely popular docuseries, which educate you on things you never learned in history class. Follow and listen to Here's Where It Gets Interesting on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you will not want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Alex to download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel is the official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. Must be 21 and present in Kansas. First, online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
Today, patchy fog in the morning, then sunny with a high of 90.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Welcome back to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. It's time for Golden Locks with Alex Gold.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this thing. It's simply too good.
Top 3 favorite segment of mine today and every week on Thursday. The Golden Locks, baby. I can feel all these in my plums because, well, we weren't so hot, Mr. Gold, were we, on our circuit bets week 1, and now we're going for the Bobby Award. Should we do this or should we not?
Well, the Booby Award actually is what it's called. That would be the Booby Prize that we're going for, the Circa Millions contest. Now, luckily, that was not. Those were picks for 6 of us combined. I will point out, I did not personally go 0-5 last week. I just want to say you did not personally go 0-5. Well, we do this segment. I want to make sure you know that, Dusty. You didn't go 0-5 either.
Boobs are great.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I loved the Washington pick. I was really interested into that game. But again, it's a team sport, and now we have to suck as a team and a chance to win $25,000.
That is the move. We are closer to winning the last place prize this quarter than the first place prize. There's 300 other entries that went 0-5 like us. There's only 47 entries that went 5-0. And then, as you suspect, there's like a group of 2,200 that went 3-2, another big group that went 2-3. So if we're playing the quarter game, we're better off hoping we go 0-5 or 1-4 this week, because otherwise we're in no man's land. If we go 3-2, we're done for both the quarter for best and quarter for worst.
So what do you get if you get the worst?
$25K.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, go for the worst, Alex.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, strive to be the worst, my son.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So, on this segment, we'll talk about picks I do truly like, but we are going to pick some games that we're not as confident. I know that the joke that everybody can make is, well, just do what you did last week and you'll go 0-5 again. I will say we've all bet enough over the last couple of years that 4 weeks in a row, have enough knowledge. I think we all do that. You're not going to go 0-5 unless you are intentionally trying to pick some losers as well. I'm not saying you're going to go 5-0, but last week, even though we thought we had some good picks. We had some, this is gambling, we had some that flipped on us, right? Like you could argue Seattle should have won the game outright, let alone not cover the 2.5 against the 49ers. And then, Pittsburgh covered by 2. They needed to cover by 3. There were moments there where they probably should have covered. The only one that was a complete miss was Miami. There were 3 people in our group that won in Miami, not Indy, and that thing was over very quick.
Well, I think it's interesting, though, because people say, well, just do what you did last week. You do realize, like, picking the loser is as hard as picking the winner, right?
Yeah. Of course it's going to be, Bob. But we're going to pick some games. Like, we're going to overthink the heck out of this now this week. You know that.
Oh, God, yes.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try. We think we got the boss on board. He was a little skeptical. But we got Bink on board too. Bink called me about 5 times yesterday asking if we're tanking or not, and I said yes, we're tanking for this week, and then we'll see how it goes. And last week, guys, was a rough one though, truly for the public, and the betting public is teams that get 51% or more of the tickets on the spread. And so in week 1, the betting public had their worst week since week 5 all the way back in 2022. And so it was, if you're someone that's listening, you didn't have a great week betting, like, yeah, you join the club, right? Like that was a majority of people this past week. And the same thing with the unders, because the public loves points. Who doesn't love points and scoring? And so most people like betting overs, not unders. Well, last week, unders went 12-4, which was tied for the lowest mark for any season since 2000. So it was a rough week 1.
Here's a question that you may have an answer to, you may not. But week 1, like how much of that is a trend and that carries over? How much of that is an anomaly?
Yeah, we're going to find out. I mean, the trends last year was all about how favorites fared, and it was a year in which more and more of the favorites were winning, and then we'll see how that shifts moving forward. I don't think we should now assume that every game is going to be under. In fact, usually this is the kind of week where it reverts back, and we're going to be sitting here next week, and we find out that 10 of the games went over, as the offenses catch up to the defense after week 1 or something like that, and teams are a little bit sharper. So I don't think people should overreact on the totals from last week, and whatever your thought process was for betting unders or overs last week, I would stick with it. But just in general, it's we all play fantasy football as well, and people like points, and so it's tough for, I think, the general public to just go and bet unders because that's not fun.
100%.
But you what's fun is winning money too. But it's not fun rooting for a team to go 3 and out on the first 3 possessions of the game, and so everybody bets overs.
Alex, let's get into the game tonight. It's a juicy matchup. Packers, Commanders in Green Bay. Should be a fun one. Lots of star power on the field. Where are you leaning in this game? What do you like? What do you not like? It looks like the over-under is like 48.5, I think the last time I saw this morning. That seems juicy for a team in Green Bay that's got a pretty solid defense.
Well, and that's what I like about this game is we all saw Green Bay look awesome, to say the least, against the Detroit Lions. And I do think they're a Super Bowl contender. I have them in the Super Bowl this year. But is the reaction too much to where now we're just thinking they're going to roll through this thing and they're taking on a Commanders team? Yes, it's a short week on the road, but I get a Commanders team that, to me, has one of those really special quarterbacks. I think we all agree there. They have, a wide receiver in Terry McLaurin who has plenty of experience with these short turnarounds, these environments as well, to settle in. And I'm getting 3.5 points on the road. I like the Commanders to cover. I don't know if they win this thing outright. The Packers, to me, are the better football team. But this early in the year, when not everything's clicking, when Micah Parsons still hasn't been in that defense fully yet, even though he was effective in the snaps, of course, he got. I like the fact that I'm getting 3.5, and that half point is so crucial. You guys know this. We talk about it all the time. If it was 2.5 or 3, it's a different story, but I'm getting 3.5. They could lose by 3, and we still cash our tickets. So I'm on the Commanders plus 3.5. And then individually, I think there's some prop bets that are fun tonight and some good value. Jaden Daniels, the quarterback there for Washington, his over-under rushing is 46.5 yards. 46 or more rushing yards. He did that in 7 of his last 10 games last year. I don't think this offense is much different. Cliff Kingsbury's still the offensive coordinator. So even if you believe that the Packers are going to have all kinds of success getting after Jaden Daniels, well, if they're not design runs, if he's getting pressured, he's going to run out of the pocket, and he's bound to pick up some yards just on those. So I like the over 46.5 rushing yards for Jaden Daniels.
All right, let me ask a kind of a philosophical question when it comes to gambling. Week 1 is in the books now, and here we are sitting in the second week of the season. You talked about last year. How much do you factor in last year's stuff when you're gambling this year?
I think on individual players, I lean more into that than I do overall teams. So like last week we brought up the trend of, what was it? It was like people were bringing up Andy Reid in week 1, Harbaugh in week 1 trend. And now, in fair, Harbaugh's now 6-0, I think, against the spread in week 1. And maybe it is something that people are going to start leaning in on more. I don't buy into the team trends from last year carrying over as much as I do individual players. Like the Chiefs, winning 17 one-score games last year, that already ended in week 1 last week against the Chargers. But individual players, especially with quarterbacks, like Jane Daniels, to me, even if you think that he's going to take a slight step back, we know a huge part of his game is going to be running the football, being mobile and having that ability, which is why I still feel good about the rushing yards for him. So it's more about individual props and players that we know about that I'm more confident in carrying over than, hey, this team was under City throughout the season. They most of their games went under. Well, okay, it's a completely different schedule. It's a completely different scheme. I mean, look at the Chiefs' defense from Week 16 last year, guys, to what we just saw in Week 1.
Yeah,
so
right.
I think the team stuff is a little bit different on the trends, and I wouldn't lean too much into that this early on in the year.
All right, let's look at the Chiefs and Eagles this weekend. Obviously a big one out at Arrowhead. How are you handicapping this sucker?
Well, the Chiefs are 1.5-point dogs, guys, at FanDuel, and we'll see if this stays where it's at because that's significant. Patrick Mahomes, this is his 69th career home starts.
Nice.
And it is. And he has closed as an underdog just once in the first 68. So this would only be the second time at Arrowhead, or at least as a home game, I should say, for Mahomes that he will be a dog. The last time, and the only time he was a dog at home, was against the Bills in 2022, and you might say, okay, well, what was the spread? What was the result? The Chiefs were 2.5-point dogs to Buffalo in that game. It was a regular season contest, and the Chiefs lost outright 24-20. And even if you're thinking about short favorites, the Chiefs, let's say this thing flips and the Chiefs end up closing against the Eagles, and I don't think they will, as like a 1-point favorite. Mahomes has only closed as a 1.5-point favorite or less 3 times at home, and all 3 of those came against the Bills. So they've been either playoff games or big games against the Buffalo Bills. So we're in rare territory here for Patrick Mahomes being a dog. And I guess this is why I know you guys have talked about it too. Just what's the feeling if this team drops to 0-2? What's the feeling if they get to 1-1? And the narratives shift completely. And so are you still believing that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are still this same team, this same middle of the same era of football and everything? Or do you think, look, they're not going to be as dominant? And so going back to trends, the fact that normally it's an automatic bet, Mahomes a dog at home, and some people maybe think, well, that's a different team. I'm still taking Patrick Mahomes at this point in time as a dog at Arrowhead Stadium, especially in the season opener. I get a 1.5 with a guy that I still think is the best quarterback in football. We saw him obviously have to put the team on his back last week, and it wasn't good enough because of everything else that was going on with this football team. But until this is one of those where truly I will continue to bet it until you're proven wrong, on a fact that I get the best quarterback in football at home getting points.
I will bring this up because you know how I love individual prop bets in the NFL. And last week you gave us a really good one on Juju Smith-Schuster at that 19.5, crushed that, which for us, Alex, that kind of screws us in the future because now that 19.5 is going to skyrocket to about 26, 27.5. Is there a receiver or a tight end that you necessarily like in this game? You don't have to necessarily bring up props or numbers or anything like that, but maybe somebody that gets a little bit more attention now that you don't have Xavier Worthy in your play calling setup. You have something, a whole new different game plan. Like, is there a running back that you like because they say they're going to run the ball? Is there a receiver that you like that's going to step up, or maybe like a Noah Gray candidate?
I'm glad you brought up the tight end there in Noah Gray because Cody and I were joking before the show, and we were trying to think of tight ends, props, and what the market might look like in the touchdowns. I don't know if you guys noticed, and he was active on Sunday, or I guess last Friday. Robert Tonyan is 30-1, guys, to get a touchdown. 30-1 at FanDuel right now. I think the Chiefs are going to use more multiple tight end sets. He'll be active again. I know it's preseason football, but I think Mahomes does trust him a little bit. What a little second and goal at the 4-yard line, a little play action. Tonyan's just open in the corner of the end zone. I like a flyer, just a little flyer on Robert Tonyan, 30-1 to get a touchdown. And if you really are excited, first touchdown's 100-1.
Wow.
So, that's a bet that I'm going to at least put like $5 in.
Are you putting that on the big board in the boss's office for an anytime touchdown? You going with Bob Tonyan?
I want to.
So do it then, Alex. Who's holding you back?
Well, the boss is, because I'm told we can only use DraftKings in that contest, and he's not on the board on DraftKings, so he's only on the board at FanDuel.
Really?
Because I want to use Robert Tonyan 30-1 for the contest this week, but I don't think I'm allowed to.
Oh, that's a loophole. We're out of it. Just put him on the board, okay?
I want the bet there. That, people won't be happy, but if you do that and you hit it in our in-office contest, it's over already.
Well, I hit plus 1,800 last week. Travis Kelce, plus 180 to score an anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I would say not 18-1, Bob.
No,
yeah,
plus 180,
plus 180. But you're better shape than a lot of us.
First off,
everybody.
Explain what DraftKings is doing, having Carson Steele on there at plus 1,400 at any time.
Come on, it's Carson Steele's on the practice squad.
Yeah, I don't know why. I noticed that FanDuel, or compared to like DraftKings is only offering touchdown bets on players 15-1 or lower, whereas FanDuel lets you bet on some guys that are 17-1, 20-1, 30-1. So hopefully they get that added, because if Robert Tonyan ends up on DraftKings, I am going to enter 30-1.
Will Shipley's on there, and he's not even playing.
He's hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I don't understand the 15-1 or lower. That doesn't make any sense to me either. All right, Rookie of the Year. Who's the biggest mover after week one?
So this is the wide receiver down in Tampa. Anybody that plays fantasy football are feeling pretty good if they drafted this kid already. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver with the Bucs for Baker Mayfield, one of his top targets now. He's a starting slot receiver for Tampa. McMillan's hurt. We know Chris Godwin's on the PUP list, and he had 2 touchdowns last week. I think 40-something yards receiving, but one of the touchdowns was the game winner. Mm-hmm. He's going to continue to get plenty of volume and opportunity. He was 17-1 guys before last week. He's jumped all the way up to 7-1. He has the third best odds at FanDuel to win it. He's behind Ashton Genty, who's still the favorite, even though he just kind of had a okay week one. And then Cam Ward, because the quarterback is always going to be in the mix. He has the second best odds, but I think Egbuka is going to be in the mix the whole year just because of the opportunity he's going to get. He's got some odds, long-term trends against him in terms of the position he plays. Over the last 6 years, quarterbacks have won the Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year 4 times. The other 2 were wide receivers, though, so it's possible. It has happened, and this year you only have one quarterback that you're most likely competing with. This is not last year where you have 3 rookie quarterbacks or something like that. It's just Cam Ward. So that makes it really interesting. The only thing I'll say about one quarterback, if you're asking for a dart throw still, and I swear, no pun intended, Jackson Dart, if he actually starts in the next week or two, I don't hate, throwing a few bucks, Dusty, 20-1 for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, he's on DraftKings plus 2,200. I want to bring this up real quickly because I look at, the MVP odds and Josh Allen sitting at the top, Lamar Jackson third, and Jordan Love at 1,000. If Jordan Love wins this game tonight against Washington, there's got to be a flyer on that man as well for the MVP.
The tricky thing for him is going to be still the stats and where he racks up. He's going to hit all the qualifiers probably. If they win tonight, now it's not a divisional game, but if you believe the Packers are going to win their division, if that's the case, okay, that's the first benchmark that I think we hit on last week a little bit that you have to have. And then, typically you got to be one of the top 1-2 seeds in your conference. Okay, the Packers seem like they're in play for that. So he'll hit those minimum requirements. I just don't know statistically if he's going to put up big enough numbers to overtake. Let's say Josh Allen is the 1 seed for Buffalo. We know the numbers are going to be there for him. Same thing applies for Lamar Jackson, although the head-to-head loss in week 1 might already have hurt them, for the number 1 seed. That might have already ended it for Baltimore, frankly, because of the loss to Buffalo. Mm-hmm. So I don't like Love at 11-1 only because number-wise, it's not the same issue with Jalen Hurts where he's only going to throw 3,100 yards. Mm-hmm. But Jordan Love, is he going to throw for 4,200 yards this season and be towards the top in touchdowns? I don't think that's their style of play in Green Bay, especially with this defense that they got right now with the Packers as well. So unless you think Golden, the rookie wide receiver, is going to come along pretty quick, and they're going to start being able to have some big plays down the field, and Love's going to put up huge numbers. I actually don't like Jordan Love at 11-1.
All right, what's coming up on your show?
Yeah, where are you guys at so people can see your sexy asses?
Yeah, we don't have a camera set up today, but we are
in
at
person.
Rally
They
House.
can come see. All the ladies are looking for you. Where should they go?
That's right. They can join us in person at Berrywoods Crossing. That's the Rally House location we're at today. We've got a $250 gift card. People will be able to register to win as well. Perfect time to get geared up for the Chiefs game, of course, on Sunday against the Eagles. Plus, Dane and Hughes going to join us at 11 o'clock. Tyrann Mathieu, Super Bowl champion, former Chiefs safety, is banging the drum. He'll join us at 11:30. So fun show coming up.
All right.
Good deal.
We'll talk to you
Thanks,
next
guys.
Thursday. We'll see you, Monday.
There you go. Thanks.
Yeah, that is true because he won't be in here tomorrow.
We are at we're at Community America tomorrow.
Very good. Nice. All going on for you, man.
You put the best looking guys on the road, man.
They really do. Well, they let Cody go. They just not at Alex. So let me.
Wow.
Was that out loud? I'm sorry,
dude. Cody's attractive.
I thought we were talking about Alex here.
Cody's like those.
Defend my son.
Cody's like that professor. You know, he's got that professor look.
Oh yeah, you see him walk into class, you're like, oh, he's here today.
He has
they debuted that segment yesterday, Professor Tapp.
Yeah, he has that little peppercini next to his name on what was it called, like ratemyprofessor.com.
Rate My Professor.
Where you can find out if they did you.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. So like in college,
dude,
when
we barely had email in college. Okay.
Yeah, we had this device where you could, each kid after a semester could rate their professor based on like, toughness, how they did
awful.
it. It's awesome because you could avoid all the bagheads that were like, jerks and like, you're going to have to do this, you have to do this. And then you'd find like a professor in your major and be like, this guy's really cool. He's low key.
So there were positive reviews?
Tons.
Oh, okay, good.
Tons.
Okay,
Tons.
really? Okay, good.
And then you'd have to then you'd go to your schedule and you put all this up here and you would say, okay, here's the deal. This guy, he does syllabus week. He does his structure is projects. Whereas like another person would be like, your entire structure for Mrs. Lewis's class, Professor Lewis, is she's going to have you do all these like essay sort of tests. They make you buy the books that are $400 so you don't get your money back. Not going to that class. And then they would have this little pepper next to the teacher. And that meant the teacher was hot.
Oh, really?
Dead serious.
Oh, nice.
Did you ever see those peppers, Mac?
Oh, 100%.
And I mean, it was male, female. Like,
yeah,
it was,
but anybody could put a pepper up, though.
Yep.
Like,
sure, but I mean, like, when it was
I
like...
hope everybody had a pepper.
Yeah.
You have a pepper?
It was a great thing. It was awesome.
That's... Okay, good. I'm glad there were positive reviews because, you look at reviews for, like, things you want to buy, right? Do you look at the reviews for stuff on Amazon or whatnot? I only look at the one-star reviews to see why that review or that product isn't any good, and I like to see what they have to say about that because a 5-star review is like, yeah, you're doing a great job, and that doesn't help me. Give me a 1-star review. Let me know what's wrong with that. Now, the other thing that I will say, and maybe you guys know the answer, maybe you don't, did the teachers look at that and try to improve on the feedback that they were getting on that? Because I know if I were a professor and people were all saying, like, I didn't do this the best way, I would try to work on that so I would be better for my students. Again, they're paying to have this education, right? They're paying for you to teach them. Do it the right way.
I remember the only reason I knew one of my professors did it, shout out to Joe Moore, is that he was like, well, you can go out to this class. If you don't like me, you can tell me how you feel about me, but I do know that I got a pepper next to my name. I was like, there you go, Joe. Like, he owned it. I'm like, well, there you go, man. Live up to the expectations. Awesome. Yeah, it was a cool way. Like, my college years, like, I was just thrown into like a bunch of technology. Like we were the first, like basically the first wave of like Blackboard.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just like, hey, here's the deal. All the assignments are on there. If you miss class, do this. And we're like, it's crashing every other day. Like we cannot rely on this. Now it's a thing. Our math classes in college or our college algebras and stuff like that, not college algebra, but like the upper echelon classes was on a CD-ROM into a computer, and it was 50 people in a room and 2 professors walking around if you had questions.
Oh, God.
Total chaos.
That sounds awful.
So I went to my advisor. I'm like, hey, I need this course to graduate college for math. Do you have anybody that like standalone teaches it? And they're like, yeah, this lady will. And I went in there and I raised my hand first. It was when I interned for your guys' show. And I'd go in there and I was like, I'm terrible at math, but I'll be here every day. I'll stay after class. I will ask questions and I'll give you my all. End up getting a C. But math wasn't my thing. So I just, there's no way that I could go into a class. I mean, I sat down day one, my anxiety and everything. I sat down, we put the disc into the computer and they're like, all right, course 1, read the instructions, take the pre-quiz, take the practice test. Then if you're ready for the test, take it. And feel free to go at your own leisure. And I was just like, absolutely not. I was
I give you a lot of credit because you bailed. I would have stuck it out. No, I would have sat there and suffered all year long, all semester long, complaining the whole time. I'm not quitting this because, if I quit, I can't do that. No, I would have been a pain in the ass. I couldn't have done that class, but I would have tried to stick it out. I don't know. I recognize what my strengths are here, and I'm bailing.
I was defeated when I sat down and said, the hell are all these computers in here? Where's the chalk and the green board?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't do that anymore. I said, I don't go here anymore.
Well, it was like when my daughter had open house, and I still feel bad about this to this day, her 4th grade teacher, and it's going through all this math stuff. I go, stop. Why are we doing this to these children? Like, we're pressuring them with all this stuff, and she's, turning all red. I'm like, I just think I don't get it. I just don't get what we're trying to do here to try to teach math a different way. It's numbers. They haven't changed. It's not like science and things evolve. It's math.
And you'll never get to take your calculator with you throughout life.
Oh, well, that,
yeah.
All right.
Cody, there's no ratings yet for Cody on Rate My
Oh,
Professor.
man, put one on there, put a pepper next to his name.
So does he have a
there.
pepper or not?
There's just NA. There's no ratings. There's
Pepper
no nothing.
tap that ass.
Yeah.
Pepper tap. Coming up on the other side, we wrap this show up and get you ready for a Red Friday number 2 on the season here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Nick Bolton, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. If there's one thing I know, it's zero troubles with zero bubbles, and it's been the perfect season to grab a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka at the K. And now you can get Surfside absolutely anywhere across the Royals network, including your favorite outlets in Kansas. Grab a delicious Surfside today. It's only 100 calories, and the best part, zero bubbles for zero troubles. So it's easy to sip and enjoy while you're at the game or hanging out at a tailgate. Ask for Surfside at your local bar and liquor store and grab it at the game. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
Looking for the best Chiefs gear in town? Look no further than Rally House. Join Cody and Gold Thursday from 10 to 2 as they broadcast live from the Rally House at Barry Woods Crossing. Shop the most outrageous selection of Chiefs merch and get entered to win a Rally House gift card. Details at 965thefan.com.
It's time to build that dream deck over at All Weather Decks. Schedule a free estimate today at 913-206-1974 or online at allweatherdecks.net. All Weather Decks, the right deck at the right price.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. And if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Heartland Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
From State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
It's football season, and I can't wait for the games. And now I have even more reason to cheer on the Chiefs. I just head to Hy-Vee the day after any game and score savings at the pump with my Hy-Vee Perks card. Win or lose, I earn a fuel saver discount equal to the Chiefs score based on the amount I spend. If the Chiefs score 35 points, I save 35 cents per gallon when I spend $35 on groceries. The more we score, the more I save only at Hy-Vee. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
I know nobody cares about golf, but I do. Got the Ryder Cup coming up very shortly.
Is that the breaking news?
No, breaking news coming out of Live Golf.
They folded?
Greg Norman has announced his departure.
So they have folded. I was just checking.
You got fins to the left,
lasted long.
fins to the right, and Greg Norman is out on Live. Jimmy Buffett.
You don't have to tell me that.
I know.
My mother always thought that was dance to the left, dance to the right.
Fins. That's why in the crowd, when you go see Jimmy Buffett live, everybody puts them up and they go with the course.
And then she also thought, why don't we get drunk in school was the song.
Screw.
Ma, you got to turn them hearing aids up.
Well, come Monday, everything will be all right.
It will. It will.
Also, don't forget, you can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL games every Sunday, all season long. Starting at just $30 for your first year. So that's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Barstool has a great tweet this morning, and it kind of goes back to something we were talking about earlier with the NBA. Adam Silver calling the NBA, quote, a highlight league, telling fans who can't afford streaming service to watch highlights on social media is so GD stupid. I mean, that's going to be the biggest story of the day now, isn't it? The Adam Silver comments about, the NBA, you don't need to watch the games because it's just a highlight league when he's getting $76 billion over the next 11 years from his TV partners and basically belittling fans who can't afford to have all these streaming services.
Yeah. Well, we're a highlight sports. They just have Twitter. Okay, thank you, Adam.
I mean,
you are
you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Now, I know I understand that's how a lot of people do consume sports, and they've been doing that for the better part of a decade right now. Mm-hmm. But as the commissioner of the league, where your league is basically funded by television networks, going out there and saying, just watch the free highlights on Twitter, I can't think the TV partners are happy with that. I guarantee you that he's been on the phone since 7 o'clock this morning talking to all the TV partners going, I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. $76 billion over 11 years is a lot of dough, man. That's what funds these leagues. Once the TV money goes away, I hate to see what happens to these leagues.
That's like the owner of Costco being like, don't buy the food, just try the sample.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, don't worry about buying any of this stuff. Just eat all the samples till you're full.
Yeah.
Now, there are people who do that.
Yeah.
Samples are great.
They're supposed to be for the kids. Or if you're on the fringe. If you're on the fringe, you're like, I don't know if I want this coconut shrimp. Is it too coconutty? I'll try one. Okay, I'm sold. But how many people go in there and they just eat the samples and they never buy the product?
Of course.
Well,
Okay,
that happens. That happens a lot. I don't have a
To each
problem
their own.
necessarily with that, but they're not just for the kids at Costco. The kids got to ask the parent for permission. They don't give the kid anything until the
really?
parent says, "Yeah." Well, God forbid they eat
Well,
something they're
that's-
allergic to
yeah,
these
you can't do
days. Which
that.
I mean, something may have gluten in it, and Riker may have an allergy to peanuts, and Grayson may have an allergy to gluten, and so God forbid so we got to ask.
You do have to be careful with that, though.
You
man.
do,
It's very really good.
yeah, because you have
one
to
of my
ask.
buddies, Sean, his lady to this day, when she was a kid, she doesn't eat McDonald's anymore because when she was a kid, they had the fish fillet in the fries, or not the fries, but
they
like
cross-contaminated, yeah.
and like she took a bite of her burger and had cross-contaminated somehow, and just her throat swelled up, and so she's like, "Fool me once, never do it again."
Yeah.
So
If
she
you
just
have
won't
those
eat it.
seafood allergies, those
Brutal.
are brutal, man. Those
Brutal.
are brutal. So yeah, you got to be careful with all that kind of stuff. But no, the people that I have the problem with the sample people, I'm sure you probably do as well. The people that hover. The hoverers around the sample as the lady's taking it out of the microwave or whatever the hell she's cooking it in, and she's starting to bring it out, and then you see the hovering start. Ma'am, it's a pizza bagel. Okay? They're very good. We've all had thousands of them in our life. In fact, if you want to buy 96 of them right now, they're right here. You don't need to hover in this area with your cart and get in everybody's way.
I love the people that before they go try a sample, they go, "Ooh, what's that one?"
Yeah. And they
Like,
like
"Oh,
the fingers.
God."
Oh, you pig.
I do want to bring this up because this is kind of what our show is all about. I try to spread this message. I know the times are hard today for obviously the date that it is and everything that's gone on in the world. We got a text from the 913 today. Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick shout out. The radio is sometimes an escape for me when I have hard times. I have to put my dog down today, and life isn't really good right now, but turning on the radio and listening to you guys can calm in my mind, and I so appreciate you guys being here for all of us here in Kansas City. That is what it's all about. I know that sometimes you don't want to hear sports, but sometimes you don't want to hear about the news going on in the world because it's dark, it's heavy, it's terrible. I'm glad that we can be an outlet for some of you people out there. You may not like our takes, you may not like our attitudes, but here is an escape for sports and fun and entertainment. That's what we try to provide. I pray for you, man. That's one of the toughest things you'll ever do is putting your dogs down.
I'm not looking forward to that at all.
I've had to do it twice. It's one of the toughest things, but I'm glad that we can be an outlet for you today talking about the Eagles game, the Washington Commanders game tonight, the Royals winning last night, the Royals playing tonight, again at 5:40. Josh Verner.
No, it's a late game
it's a
tonight,
late game tonight.
which is so stupid. Okay, I'm watching the Cleveland broadcast last night, and they're like, "Don't forget tomorrow's game's at 7:15," and I'm like,
it's late, yeah.
I'm like, you had all these games early all week, and now here's the final day of the series. The Royals need to get away.
6:15.
And it's 7:15 Eastern. But so you're starting the game basically 30 minutes later than you would have started the other days this week on a getaway night. Now, I understand why they're doing it. Cleveland apparently in their stadium now has this area called the District where they took a lot of seats out and they bars and stuff, so they got some happy hour special. And it's also Thursday night leading into Friday and whatnot. But if you're going to go with weeknight games starting at 6:40, let's have them all at 6:40.
At least it's getaway to Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's not
getaway
far.
to Seattle. Or
Yeah,
something
right.
Like that.
Yes, you're right about that. Yeah, I don't want to know Philadelphia, man. That can be rough this weekend.
Somebody says, I ate about 4 samples before saying thank you. Moving on, feeling great about the free snack.
Hell yeah.
To each their own.
That's
man.
the right thing to do. Me too.
But you said thank you, and that's so important.
Yes.
All these people that take these, they never say thank you. Like, if somebody does something for you, like, not to toot my own horn, but every day I walk into the J, I'll grab a towel and I'll say thank you, because somebody's there folding the towels, putting them out, cleaning them. Whatever it is, they're doing a service for you. And the sample person, man, at the grocery store, Costco, wherever it is, say thank you.
The game's on Fox. That's why it says it's the only reason it's a late game. Also on 96.5 The Fan. You can hear all that action tonight. Start with Vern's on Deck show.
It's the only game on Fox at 3:25. They've dedicated their whole day.
No, I'm talking about the Royals. Game
oh, the Royals. Oh, the Royals game is on Fox.
Yeah. Royals on Fox. Chiefs on Fox. Knicks on Fox. Knicks in 5.
Are they really?
Yeah. Royals on Fox tonight.
Okay, so it's a big TV game tonight. Okay, I thought it was because they wanted to sell more beer. Why? Look, I'm taking the Adam Silver approach. What do you need TV for? You're just going to have the highlights.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Sucks.
I mean, really one of the worst comments I've ever heard a commissioner make, man. I'm interested to see how the guys on ESPN handle all of this, too. Like, is Stephen A. Smith going to attack the commissioner? You know, that's a business partner of theirs.
Well, he plays solitaire, so he's fine.
That is true.
He's swipe to the left and check the highlight.
Yeah, he shouldn't attack him at all because I will bury him.
You're absolutely
He's the last
right
person
about
to say
that.
a peep.
I forgot about that. That's a great point by you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, if he does.
I'm going to be irate.
Wait a second
Yeah,
here. You don't even
what?
watch the games in person. Mad Dog screaming about it. Can you believe that the commissioner was saying something?
Don't forget, Mitch Holtis joins us tomorrow. It's a Red Friday here on 96.5 The Fan. And as always, in a time of down and out, go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It could change their life, their day, their week, their month, their year. It is simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay positive, stay cool, stay groovy, stay nice. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew live from Rally House. Cody Golden Drew, 10 to 2. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Leo Chanel, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football 96.5.